Chapter 1. Eiji, Wolf of the Ninth Avenue. A wireframe T-Rex runs. A Tyrannosaurus rex. A carnivorous reptile that reigned over the land of the Cretaceous period about 67 million years ago. The largest was 13 meters long and weighed 9 tons. It's a dinosaur. But it is a bit different from the fossil-based scientists' imaginations. It is much smaller than the T-Rex, and yet its forelegs are remarkably developed, and its 3 claws are sharp enough to crunch the flesh of its prey. Tyrannomon, Major, Dinosaur type, Data species. Its wireframe 3D body is covered with skin textures and mapped to bring about additional texture. Red T-Rex-like creatures run. They were herding together. One chasing prey, one stalking, one waiting. A coordinated group hunt based on advanced intelligence. Their prey is trapped. They drive it deeper and deeper into the tunnel. When the claws of the approaching Tyrannomon finally catch its prey. Pow! With an ear-splitting roar, a huge square object passes by at a breakneck speed. It's a subway. A wireframe train. All that the Tyrannomon dodging the train can see is vermilion, the color of the line that marks the route. On the destination display, there's a mysterious string of characters that looks familiar, but it is in an unknown language. It's not an ancient jungle, but a concrete underground space constructed with line drawings. The 3 Tyrannomon once again resume their chase after their escaping prey. They turn off at a branch in the tunnel and go deeper underground. Splash! The sound of a foot in water. The end of the road leads to a vast sewer system. The area is so dark that not even the tips of their outstretched fingers can be seen. But the Tyrannomon are aware of their surroundings. The smell of filth from the stagnant winds. The footsteps of prey fleeing through the canal. In other words, the very air around them. Grrrr! The Tyrannomon lying in wait screams. Suddenly, a tornado forms, and the rescuing whirlpool of water columns sends the Tyrannomon flying. The off-balanced Tyrannomon falls backwards into the waterway, its belly exposed. Fusha! A follow-up shockwave from close range delivers a powerful but unexpected finishing blow. The Tyrannomon is silenced by its prey's counterattack, and the wound on its red skin, the noise, continues to spread. A pop-up billboard, a 3D digital signage advertisement. A kabuki-like store mascot with a strong kabuki accent, wearing a black bear on its face, is advertising a new burger with 4 times more meat than any other burger on the market. I wonder if there are no good part-time jobs to be had. Eiji Nagasumi takes a seat on the 2nd floor of the fast food restaurant and lingers around with a drink he got with a coupon. With smartphone in hand, he skims through the topics on the social networking site Grim. Grim is a pan-global communication tool. In addition to the basic short message, voice chat, video, and live streaming functions, there are various communities based on group channels. The total number of users is probably the highest among all social networking sites. The most distinctive feature is that it also serves as a financial tool using the proprietary cryptocurrency DC, Digicoin, forming a single economic zone. However, it's also half illegal. Grim is a must for freelancers like Eiji, who are looking to make money, as it serves as a venue for information gathering, private sales, and crowdsourcing. Grim is essentially a network republic based on a new set of values. So to speak, the scale of its economy is such that it now threatens the real world's major powers. The hurdle for a breeder is a high one. I guess that capturing collectors is the quickest and easiest way to make money. But if you want to be a full-time hunter, you need to have sales channel with customers. A black Agumon? 100 million DC for the capture? Eiji decides to go for it. Agumon is the name of a type of data traded by code crackers like Eiji, who frequent Grimm, a network of undocumented workers. Agumon, black. Must be an intact organism. The dinosaur-shaped silhouette is accompanied by a description and a note about the recruitment. 100 million DC is more than 100 million yen, right? That's more money than Eiji can imagine, probably enough for him to live for 10 years without working. However, when he looks at the replies to his original comment, he immediately gets worked up. All of them are either abusive, prankish, or just begging for money. Grimm is a lawless place. It's the network equivalent of a dumpster fire. Maybe this is some kind of urban legend. 100 million isn't realistic. And if it were black, it wouldn't be an Agumon. My Tyrannomon number 3. He unintentionally raises his voice. A group of high school students on the same floor glance at Eiji. Until last year, Eiji, like them, is wearing his high school uniform. They are chatting amongst themselves, enjoying their days with no goals, no worries about the future, and no real sense of purpose. Eiji stops swiping his phone and touches another gadget on the table with his other hand. It is palm-sized, with a monochrome LCD screen and control buttons. At first glance, it looks like an electronic toy. On the screen is a so-called dot image of a deformed dinosaur-like creature. Tyrannomon. That is the name that's displayed. But this one has fallen and has an X in its eyes. I was so busy looking for a part-time job that I blew all my money on it. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Eiji hits his own head repeatedly. The other two Tyrannomon, number 1 and number 2, look at him from the tiny black and white screen, one after the other. They look troubled, as if they are waiting for instructions. You can do it, because I can't afford to lose anymore. Eiji operates the gadget and replaces the downed Tyrannomon with another one. If you can't capture the target, no food for you. Or rather, if you don't capture it, no food for me for a month. They all seem to think him strange for being so excited about the game. The high school students raise their eyebrows and shift in their seats. But this isn't a game. It's not a form of play. Eiji is a code cracker. A hacker is a person who possesses outstanding computer-related skills. Code crackers are hackers who are willing to engage in illegal and gray area activities. Tool settings, capture. Reassign target to Modoki Betamon. You pay for underestimating Eiji Nagasumi, aka Cracker Fang. Execute command. And go! With a click, he presses the execute button. The Tyrannomon on the monochrome LCD screen disappears somewhere. They've got a job to do. The AI will capture the prey, as specified by the tool. After downing the drink in the paper cup, Eiji begins to read Grimm again. Chapter 1, Part 2. Tokyo University of Electrical and Computer Engineering was established as a major government program to favor and support science students who will be responsible for the future of science, technology, and the nation itself. Although relatively new, it boasts top-class research and is responsible for great strides in the field of information engineering. It's located in the Denrin district, which has become the new center of the multinational city of Tokyo. The university's reputation as a good starting point for work with global companies and so-called big tech companies has made it increasingly popular with prospective students. Adjacent to the Denrin campus, there's another facility, Abaddon Electronics Corp. AE is leading company involved in electronic terminals, network equipment, and fabless semiconductors. The Abaddon Electronics Digital Lab, DDL, was AE's research and development center. The first floor lobby of DDL is simpler than Eiji ever imagined. It is nothing but a reception desk and a run-of-the-mill waiting bench. The large display on the wall is not only advertising AE, it's also showing prairies, dense forests, polar seas, mountain ranges, rapids with autumn leaves, underground and caves, environmental images of nature from each of the 4 seasons. The digital lab is a research facility. AE's headquarters is elsewhere. The exterior walls of the gently curved lab are greened, and there is no company logo or recognizable signature. Anyone passing by might think it be the building of the University of Electrocommunications next door. Eiji looks at his reflection in the glass. He is dressed in his usual casual attire. Casual attire is apparently allowed at DDL. The people who work here are supposed to be the elite with the very best minds in the field. A freelancer with a high school diploma would be out of place. But Eiji walked to the reception desk without any hesitation, because he's here to work. Hello there. Eiji starts with a greeting. It's directed at the receptionists. Huh? What's with this suspicious-looking kid? She looks at Eiji as if she's not sure what to make of him. He's not wearing a square backpack, so it should be obvious this isn't a food delivery. Ah, well, perhaps there are occasional college students or passerbys who mistakenly enter the lab. Maybe he's being mistaken for one of them. I have an appointment. Do you mind if I type it into this tablet? A research facility is bound to have trade secrets. There are several strong guards at the gate on the other side. If this were the United States, they would be carrying handguns. Yes, okay then. Her voice is cute too. She has short, voluminous hair that is tucked in at the collar. While her style is plain, like you'd expect of someone who works at a lab, she has a small face and a slender neck and shoulders. Is that your real name? I tend to use an alias when at work. Excuse me, but are you in show business or a writer? Neither. It's not a stage name or a pen name. Eiji, like most codecrackers, uses his street name when at work. Please use your real name if you don't mind. Eiji Nagasumi. Is phone number, appointment time, and reason for the meeting enough? Hatsune. Eiji takes a look at her nameplate. Please don't get all casual on me. Okay. Hatsune. Hatsune, the receptionist, twitched her temples. If you're here on business, put your company's name here. I don't have a company yet. Well, my occupation is... What was that guy's department again? This is such a pain in the neck. Eiji takes out his smartphone. Tomonori Ryusenji, professor. Tapping the address, he sends an "I'm here" message and decides to wait in the lobby. There are several other guests waiting. They all received guest passes from reception. They all look more like academics than businessmen, as if they are attending a university of computer science. Eiji looks at the object in the center of the lobby. 3 spheres floating in the air. Each sphere has a distinctive mark engraved on it. They are in a circle, more or less. They are rotating, overlapping each other. They were like 3 globular clusters, gravitationally pulling each other in space. Were these here before? A closer look leaves Eiji astonished. This 3-dimensional image. It's a HoloLies. Hey, Fang. A voice calls out his codecracker name from the other side of the gate. At the same time, the 3 objects collapse and disappear without a trace. Eiji turns around. His height is about 170 centimeters. He's a chiseled man with a bit of gray and a slight Caucasian look to him. He must be in his 60s, but his gait and posture are good, making him appear much younger. His presence is more apparent in the reactions of those around him than in the man himself. Everyone in the lobby takes notice of his unexpected appearance. Hello, Professor Ryosenji. He is one of the co-founders of Abaddon Electronics. He is extremely wealthy. He still owns more than 20% of the shares of AE, which has a market capitalization of more than $100 billion. He also happens to be a university professor. He is the boss of Ryusenji Laboratory, which is well known in the industry, and is currently a professor emeritus at the Tokyo University of Electrical and Computer Engineering. As one of the top executives of his company, he has built it into a world-class company at the past 10 to 20 years. This is my first time meeting Cracker Fang, but it certainly doesn't feel that way. I suppose you could call him a man from above the clouds. In normal circumstances, Ryusenji is not a person with whom Eiji would feel at ease. Because we're always taking over voicemails. Yes, it's me, Eiji Nagasumi. Eiji introduces himself again. Well, Fang, or Eiji, let's get going. Sorry for all the trouble we put you through. Which reminds me, I'll get you a guest pass. Ryusenji goes to the reception. The suspicious kid has so casually invited the de facto boss of Japan AE that the receptionist, Hatsune, has become a little nervous and increasingly suspicious. Yes, sir, right away. I'm going to D4 and need a co-researcher. Huh? The board has given its approval. Just this morning. Oh, okay. Understood. Hatsune is surprised twice as she taps the terminal to confirm and issue the pass. For the first time, he holds up the special pass he has been issued and walks through the detection gate with the guards standing by, saluting him. Just by doing so, Eiji feels a little more mature. As they walk down the corridor, employees and researchers passing by greet Ryusenji. Eiji stands behind him, scurrying around and returning their smiles. For whatever reason, it's a great feeling. Professor Ryusenji, why are you called Professor? Why not the president, vice president, or chairman of the board? Probably because professor is what describes me best. Being a researcher apparently suits him. He's already left the management of AE to his former subordinates. Eiji is not sure how to deal with the management of a large company, but he is somewhat more comfortable talking to a university professor. Before we go to the office, there's something I would like you to see. I'd like you to take a look at it, too. I wonder what it could be. I can hardly wait. This way. They take the elevator to the next floor, where they are met by another guarded gate. It's not the airport-style detection gate in the lobby. It's a bulkhead. The area ahead seems to be completely isolated from the rest of the DDL building. The D4 compartment. This is Abaddon Electronics' top secret. The core research that will determine the future of our company is being conducted here. Ryusenji explains its importance. The core of DDL, AE's state-of-the-art research facility, is in D4. Eiji is forced to leave his phone and personal belongings in the hands of a security guard. He is also subjected to a rigorous body check. What is it? Ryusenji, who passed through the bulkhead gate earlier, looks back at Eiji. I'm not sure I'm ready. What? It's just an experience is all. Are you not into attractions? Huh? You mean the fun kind? Well, it's not like we're genetically engineering dinosaurs or researching the zombie virus. Thought that would be pretty interesting. Relaxed by Ryusenji's joke, Eiji passes through the D4 gate. And inside is... Chapter 1, Part 3. A sea of networks. A dome theater. In front of Eiji, who stands in the center, is the projection of a schematic diagram constructed with wireframes. The World Web. Floating in the waves are servers of nations, corporations, research institutes, etc. These servers are represented as floating islands or ships. The user dives into the ocean of the network. In the deep sea region, a completely different world unfolds in front of them. The digital world. The Dome Theater plays a voice-guided tour. A wireframe schematic diagram is rendered three-dimensionally and vividly colored. It is a world different from our world, the real world. It is said to be a cyberspace that exists on a digital network. The other world, the digital world, stretches out beyond the sea of the network. Scenic beauty. The picture quality is poor, but it is a beautiful wilderness. It's like the environmental image seen in the entrance lobby. Inhabiting this digital world is this. The data becomes three-dimensional. Hololization. This is a technology initiated by the university and put to practical use by AE. This technology is also applied to the 3D digital signage seen in the city. A digital monster. A Digimon. Something is hololized. At first glance, it looks like a frog. It is a tadpole on the verge of becoming a frog, with its tail still attached. It is green like a watermelon, with black stripes. It is characterized by its mohawk-like dorsal fins, claws on its arms and legs, and exaggerated fangs. Betamon, child. Amphibian, virus type. The frog-like data is displayed. A Digimon is an information life form living in the digital world. A living AI. It's something you won't find in any textbook. A living AI? Digimon are made up of a variety of motifs. Fish, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, plants, insects, crustaceans, mollusks, machines, chemical phenomena, and other phenomena, as well as 8 million gods, Buddha, and demons, all of which holographically appear one after another. The discovery of the digital world and the history of its research. What are Digimon? Digital monsters. Digimon evolution, baby, child, adult, perfect, and ultimate form. There are 3 basic attributes of Digimon classification. The explanation of the hololized Digimon is followed by a presentation showing images of the Digimon. That's the object I saw in the lobby. A 3-colored laser beam is emitted from the object, repeatedly illuminating Eiji, who stands in the center of the dome theater, in total awe of what he's seeing. The 3 attributes that form the basis of Digimon taxonomy, virus, data, and vaccine, are the motives for the 3 types of Digimon, Ryusenji explains. Digimon are the fruit of contact with the digital world, a new world on the network that has helped prop up humanity. Digimon have revolutionized human society. The use and application of Digimon as AI tools has led to remarkable discoveries in areas such as software development, cryptographic security, and AI drug discovery. However, it is still a secret to mankind. Most of the world's people still do not even know that the digital world exists. Suddenly, the image is disrupted. The dome theater vibrates. And even if they did, they wouldn't understand it anyway. The tone of the dialogue changes. It sounds like it has been processed by a machine. There's good and bad. Digimon can be misused as tools of cyber terrorism. These misuses are so-called Digimon crimes. The scene of the video suddenly jumped to the real world. We find ourselves in the passenger cabin of an airliner. Wings can be seen outside the window. The plane is flying above the clouds at night. The roar of its jet engines is audible. One of the passengers is filming the cabin with his smartphone. Sleeping on the other side of the plane, covered with a blanket, is the photographer's wife, lover, or daughter. Boo! A realistic wind noise deafens Eiji. The world is flooded with noise. And then, silence. Without warning, vision goes dark. The angle of the image is disturbed. An alert. An oxygen mask comes down the cabin. Screams. Confusion. Eiji averts his eyes. He can't watch anymore, but there's also nothing he can do. The airliner suddenly drops its nose and crashes headlong out of the clouds at an altitude of more than 30,000 feet. Tomonori Ryosenji has always been a world leader in the discovery of the digital world and research into digital monsters. He is the reason why AE's digital lab is located next to the university. I know of no other case where a single researcher has made such a significant contribution to the university's reputation and the company's business performance. The remarkable development of the university and AE was all made possible by Professor Ryosenji. Wonderful! Ryosenji's face beams with admiration as he inspects the gadget that Eiji had delivered to him. A digital dog. DDL, Ryosenji's office. It's a private room with part of the wall made of glass. It looks like a university laboratory with shelves crammed full of equipment, materials, and cardboard boxes. When Ryosenji connects his Digimon dog to the lab's equipment, the Digimon that Eiji captured is hololized. It's a frog-like creature with a tail. It is indeed a Modoki Betamon, as requested. Look at those gentle, beautiful curves. Ryosenji traced the outline of Modoki Betamon's image with his finger, as if he's trying to please her. Among the data found in the unknown digital world, this digital monster, or Digimon, an AI program, is sold at a high price on the grim market due to its convenience, scalability, and rarity. It took 3 Tyrannomon to capture that one. Eiji makes his appeal as he set his bag down on his work desk. They're not in D4, so he's had his personal belongings returned to him. Wow, sounds tough. Betamon have a habit of throwing their dorsal fins when they're in trouble. When it comes to Modoki Betamon, a shockwave is emitted from the dorsal fin. Eiji's Tyrannomon, number 3, which was used for capture, was killed by its blade fin technique. Yes, but Professor, I'm not sure how, but this Modoki Betamon is different from others. How do you mean? Ryosenji seems miffed. Eiji, you don't know. You really don't know the difference between Betamon and Modoki Betamon? Eiji is unhappy to have disappointed his client. Well, is it the color that's different? Yes, the color of Modoki Betamon isn't nearly as vivid. You really do know the difference. I'll add a bit of a bonus to your reward this time. Yes. Thank you for that. It looks like my guess was correct. Now I can have beef bowl with pickles and a raw egg for dinner. The client seems very satisfied. Ryosenji begins to transfer the Modoki Betamon data to the lab equipment. Eiji, I wanted to ask, how was what you experienced earlier? Earlier? You mean the video in D4? It was really great. That was a promotional video. We used to have a plan to expand into the entertainment sector. It was to be called Digimon Land. Nice. The idea was to sell Digimon as characters to the general public who don't know anything about the digital world. I especially like that Digimon are AI creatures. Fantasy? Fiction. If I were a kid, I'd be hooked. Eiji lets his imagination get the best of him. Digimon are alive. Chapter 1, Part 4. Ryosenji speaks. Digimon are alive. It'd be a lot of fun if Digimon were really alive. There are still enthusiasts who keep Digimon like digital pets, and there are collectors like you. For a codecracker like me, Digimon are a useful AI tool. For Eiji, Digimon are an important tool for his work. Eiji is currently using Tyrannomon. They are a relatively common captured Digimon in the digital world, and a lot of them are traded on Grimm. When and where can you do it? This Digimon land you speak of. It's forever been shelved. Ryosenji lets out a sigh of disappointment. Oh dear. It's hard to make it real. That's why the digital world remains a secret of mankind. Ryosenji's words remind Eiji of the images of the plane crash he had just been shown. There are people who use Digimon for crimes. They are codecrackers who are not good at what they do. Codecrackers are generally in the gray zone, but even among them, there are those who are black and white. And then there are the gray ones that are almost white, and gray are that are almost black. There are those who are nice to talk to, and there are those who are really bad criminals, and even those who are enemies of all mankind. Anyway, network failures, information theft through unauthorized access, and cyber terrorism have been occurring frequently here and there in recent years. In fact, Digimon as an AI tool has a lot to do with it. As shown in the video, there was an incident in which a Digimon used by a terrorist actually brought down an airplane. That, of course, has not been made public. Digimon in the digital world are unknown to the general public. The leaders of the world and international organizations have been covering up the existence of the Digimon and the digital world. In any case, it would be too much of a scandal if a character from a theme park was used as a tool for criminals to commit cyber terrorism. Publicizing the digital world and Digimon means publicizing Digimon crimes to the world. What do you think will happen if we do? Panic. Exactly. The media, whose job it is to stir up anxiety about Digimon being invaders from another world, will start to make a fuss. It would be easy and short-sighted to assume that the digital world and Digimon are evil. The majority of human beings still don't know about the digital world, and even if they do, they don't understand it. Ryusenji, being the genius that he is, says something that's difficult for Eiji to understand. That there is another world beyond the network that is different from the real world. That Digimon are actually alive. And even if they do, they don't understand it. Professor Ryusenji. The first thing that he did was to ask himself, is there a real world where the Digimon are alive? Digimon are alive. Crackerfang, Eiji, don't you want to know? The real world and the digital world, the truth of the two worlds. Don't you want to see the other side of the world? Well, of course I would. Eiji is immediately excited. I mean, I know nothing about it. For me, the digital world is all the information on the black and white screen of the digital dock. But Professor, the world you're seeing must be different from those that we have seen, right? Yes, it must be like the one I saw in the video. The sea of networks, the real world, and the digital world. A glimpse of the world beyond the noise. Do you know why the image I showed you in D4 is top secret? Do you know why it's kept secret from the public? It's because, Eiji says, the images are real? Because it's not a fictional promotional video, but an actual video of the digital world? Yes. That view is an imaginary image of the true digital world generated by the AI based on observed data. And Digimon really do live in the digital world. So the real extraterrestrials are on the digital network, not in outer space. Ryusenji looks into Eiji's eyes. What he's saying is not a metaphor or a unique way of looking at things. Digimon are alive. Eiji looks at the hololized Modoki Betamon. It's alive. If that is the case, then Tyrannomon, which he has been using as an AI tool, are also alive? And all the other Digimon? To see firsthand, with our own eyes, the state of the digital world and the state of the Digimon, to see the digital world directly with the 5 human senses, not with virtual monitors and observational data. To break the yoke between the real world and the digital world, as it actually is. That is exactly why I, Tomonori Ryusenji, decided to devote my life to researching. Everything I do is and has been done for the sake of D4. The data transfer of Modoki Betamon is finally complete. Ryusenji removes Eiji's Digimon dock from the device, picks it up with his fingers and looks at it. Ah, thanks. Eiji extends his hand. Snap. Ryusenji tosses the Digimon dog aside. Uh, Eiji leaps towards the Digimon dog and intercepts it before it hits the trash. What are you doing? He was so overcome with energy that he face planted straight into the trash can. Eiji's dog was his own creation made of used parts. Even though it was mostly junk, it still cost him a lot of money. There was an error in the memory. Seriously? Ryusenji is a Digimon collector. And being a Digimon collector, he is very careful about the condition of his data. I'm more careful about the condition of my data than anyone else, especially when it comes to my work. The data of the Modoki Betamon was almost destroyed. Even still, you don't just throw it away. You know, Professor, the financial situation of freelance code crackers is different from that of large corporations. You can't pay for everything yourself, you can't get receipts, and you can't use all the high-spec equipment you see here as much as you want. Hello? Eiji is puzzled. Ryusenji is speaking in a peculiar way. He is, after all, a genius scientist of the highest caliber in Japan. He can be forgiven for coming across as at least a bit eccentric. Sorry about that. Oh, but it's just about perfect. Let me see your arm. Huh? He doesn't know what could possibly be perfect, but he does as he's told. Ryusenji attaches something to Eiji's left wrist. Eiji takes a deep breath. When was the last time he felt like this? When his parents bought him a new video game console when he was a kid? When he got his first smartphone? No, this is many times greater than either. He has a feeling that his entire world will expand just by wearing it. I'll give you this. It's a wristwatch-like gadget. Abaddon Electronics Corp. Is this state-of-the-art Digimon dog? And a smartwatch type? Eiji feels like jumping up and down, doing 3.5 cartwheels. AE's products are easy to modify into digital monitors and are highly regarded among code crackers. And this is a genuine AE product. It's a trade secret, because it's related to Digimon. A Digimon linker. And this is the prototype of a product I've been working on. Professor Ryusenji, not that I didn't already know this, but you're amazing. On Eiji's arm, the wristwatch-type Digimon dog begins to set itself up automatically. I'm also the technical director of the Digimon dog division. It has a biometric vital sensor, so it can only be used by you, the person to whom it's registered. Oh, so it's only for me. It's a medical device class sensor. It records pulse, blood pressure, respiration, body temperature, and so on. It comes with a 24-hour medical support system via our life support. So, I'm gonna be healthy, Eiji responds enthusiastically. It also supports the hololization function. Originally, Digimon hololization was only allowed at DDL and a few other facilities, but this is a special exception. Anyway, it's special. 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 But this is a prototype. Is it really okay? There must be some kind of catch. You have nothing to worry about. This is simply a gift from me to you. Oh, wow. But here's the thing. Yep, I knew there was a catch. I know you better than you may think. That being said, Eiji has no intention of parting with his smartphone-type Digimon dog. He wants it. The Digimon linker is, without a doubt, a digitally enhanced version of Eiji's own dog. I want to see what Cracker Fang can do with it when I ask him to do his next job. I'll do it. That was fast. That's good. I like that about you. Ryusenji takes Eiji's arm and presses a switch on the side of the Digimon linker. The screen glows faintly. A mysterious flame seemed to flicker from the clock screen. Lugamon, child, dark beast, virus type. The tiny color screen showed a Digimon he had never seen before. Eiji's eyes twinkle. Dog? After receiving a new request from Professor Ryosenji, Eiji goes through the gate alone and returns to the reception hall on the first floor. The yoke between the real world and the digital world. In the center of the hall, the three-way object is being hololized. "Oh, good evening." Hatsune speaks to him first at the reception desk. "Do I return my pass here?" "Please put it here. Thank you very much." Eiji returns the pass. Hatsune notices the device on his arm. "Oh, this? Professor Ryosenji gave it to me. Do you know of it? It's a Digimon dog." Eiji shows off his new smartwatch-type gadget to Hatsune. Hatsune scurries around and then whispers back. "It's confidential, isn't it? The newest model?" Maybe it was her position as a receptionist, or maybe not, but she seems to be a very well-informed person. "It's just a test run of a prototype." Wow, that Professor Ryosenji would immediately ask you to do a test for him is impressive. He must really trust you. Rather than flattering him, Hatsune seems to be genuinely surprised. I wonder. I mean, you really think so?" "Absolutely. Professor Ryosenji looks so..." Hatsune hushes her voice. He's got a certain awkwardness about him." "He is peculiar, isn't he?" Eiji just blurts it out. Hatsune's attitude is completely different from the first time he saw her. But that's not a bad thing. "I'll see you later." "Sure, Nagasumi." "You can call me Eiji." "Likewise, you can call me Hatsune or whatever you want." "So, this is your admission record. I noticed that the occupation section is still blank. If you don't mind me asking, what should I put there?" Hatsune is fidgety, as if anticipating something. "My occupation?" Eiji thinks a little. "I'm a freelancer. I have no set occupation. Basically, I have no established job. I'm Eiji Nagasumi, a code cracker." "Huh?" Hatsune's reaction was the most subtle of the day. Chapter 1, Part 5. There are two major ways to obtain Digimon in the digital world. One is to capture Digimon by making full use of tools. The other is to collect Digimon eggs known as Digitama. These are a bit different from the eggs of birds or fish. First of all, it is currently accepted that Digimon do not have a gender. They are neither male nor female. So, how are Digimon born then? When a Digimon dies, it leaves behind data that can be called its soul. Then, somewhere in the digital world, they are reborn as a new Digimon. This sounds like reincarnation, but there is much we still don't know about the ecology of Digimon. Humanity still knows very little about the digital world. The night is not yet over. Dusk and twilight are forever and ever. No, what looks like the sky is a sea of networks. What looks like clouds are the waves of the web. And shooting stars are streams of information. It's like the bottom of air. The shimmering pale light comes from the real world far above the surface of the sea. The networked world is brilliant and beautiful. But the world in which many are living is, without exception, somehow broken and stagnant. Rusty iron rains down, the wind smells of blood. Sewage, with its pungent smell of chemicals, bubbles up before being swept away. A drainage ditch. It is not. It's more like a blockaded city where mineral poisons flow. A trail of strange fluorescent colors glowing in places. A trail of unidentifiable garbage data chipping away at the seawall, spewing out the fenced-in estuary. Why is there flow in the digital world? The flow of time. Why are there natural phenomena such as the flow of matter and weather? Why is there such a mountain of garbage, obviously brought about by life in society? According to one theory, network contact with the real world, including human society, has brought about such diversity and circulation of data in the digital world. If this is true, Europeans once discovered a new continent, bringing with them pathogens that could destroy the local empires. It's like the plot of a suspense movie in a science fiction world where interstellar travel has become possible and an unknown bacterium attached to a spacecraft causes a terrifying crisis. The contact between mankind and the digital world has changed this other world and the creatures living in it. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Nobody knows. It is not the job of the police to determine right from wrong. In the area, there were many hidden agendas. A wireframe schematic appears on the heads-up virtual monitor. The Last Coast. Whoever named it a site, it's a beach of red iron sand. Digitama collected in the trash data stream often wash ashore here. Some poachers even take advantage of that. Deputy Squad Leader, we have a suspicious Digimon inside. A police radio voice chat comes in. A red dot of light flashes across the map of the estuary area on the virtual monitor. It is an unidentified Digimon. This is Tamahime. Continue the search. She borrows the eye of her Digimon, which sticks out from the river surface like a periscope. Detailed search is underway. Espimon, child, cyborg, virus type. Got it. So, it's like a tin toy. It's a Digimon with an appearance that is hard to describe and difficult to report. At a quick glance, it looks like a retro comedy robot show toy from the Showa era. The body is big-headed like an upturned snowman, with manipulator arms and only a rocket-propelled nozzle on its legs. 4 bodies in total. You've got a code cracker on you. All 4 of these bots are toast. A click of the tongue. A bot is police slang for a Digimon that is automatically controlled by a tool. Digimon are all the rage among code crackers these days. Cyborg-type Digimon are good with tools. It's a good choice for beginners. Digimon are left in the digital world and left to the AI tools that will help them search a certain area and capture and collect the data they are looking for. It's a common code cracker technique. If this were a real server, the target would be trade secrets and personal information. But in this remote part of the digital world, what can code crackers possibly make money from? How many Digitama did you get? Only 1 so far. Eavesdropping. Listening in on the code crackers' grim voice chat conversations. The voices are young. No evidence of voice changer use. All of the voice chats are getting leaked. Are they amateurs? The Digimon is a bot, but the code crackers who control it are also connected to the internet. Basically, it's like they're playing a game on the internet. Deputy Squad Leader, what should we do? Much like the code crackers, they are controlling the Digimon with docks and tools. The view of the rusty coast and the digital world is also observed in the form of a schematic diagram and numbers on virtual monitors, but it is not directly seen nor smelled. We know, but we don't understand. Were those the words of some famous scholar? The only one who knows, and she's the only one here, is the Deputy Squad Leader, Satsuki Tamahime. The tool blocks more than 99% of the sense of smell. Satsuki's Digimon actually love poor environments like this rusty iron beach. Police can't just pick and choose when it comes to criminals. Arrest them all. More than 10 green dots suddenly appear on the virtual monitor schematic. The code crackers Espimon have long been surrounded by Satsuki and the police. Forcibly jam their voice chat. Then the Commandramon squads will take control of the targets from 2 directions. Understood. The Espimon are not aware of what's going on. The code crackers cannot see them in the first place, and they probably don't even know where their Digimon are. The only thing they can see is the crude LCD screen of the Digimon docks in their hands. So they are not tolerated to what's going on. But Satsuki, she can see them, as they actually are, with all of her senses. She is the one who has transcended the yoke. How dare you? How dare you code crackers come here? Voice chat jammed, followed by a warning. The Espimons finally notice their presence as they hear a beautiful voice echoing in the background. At that moment, the Digimon under Satsuki, who had been creeping along secretly, stand up and surround the poachers. Commandramon, child, cyborg, virus type. It's a Digimon equipped with police regulations. In appearance, they look like Dragon Man or Lizard Man. They are equipped with helmets and body armor with police written on them and wield assault rifles. Commandramon have a special textured surface that allows them to apply electronic warfare camouflage based on their surroundings. This allows them to approach the enemy undetected. Digitama detected. The Commandramon secure the poached Digitama. Their tools and everything else are also secured. All that remains is to arrest the actual codecrackers themselves to finish the job. Nothing more to say after that. Who's that? The Digipolice. Come on. The codecrackers finally grasp what's going on, but can do nothing more than grumble in the voice chat. Satsuki gives the current time of the arrest and charges. You've been caught red-handed. Go quietly or else. There's no escape. You've already been cracked. The police means business. We already have your names and schools. The problem is that these codecrackers seem to be high school students. They might only be taken into custody, not officially arrested. Some bad influences probably urge them to be codecrackers for profit. This kind of thing happens all the time. Arrested? On what charge? We've done nothing wrong. Violation of the Unauthorized Computer Access Prevention Act, the Basic Network Act, and the Digital Vandalism Prevention Act. In other words, you're guilty of poaching Digitama. Satsuki speaks bluntly. This is the digital world. It's not a nation. Why are the Japanese police getting involved? The codecracker kids may think they are wiser than the rest of us, but they're not going to get away with this. Satsuki breathes in and out, her voice thick with a hint of dread. Freedom of the network, freedom of the digital world. By that you mean... That's the crack team's philosophy, is it not? It's a big topic, but you can talk all you want in your sleep on your social networking sites. I'll knock your teeth out, you code crackers. Boom, 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 boom. Satsuki's Digimon, which had been hiding underwater with only its eyeballs protruding from the surface, appears like a submarine. Squee! The red lights of the patrol lights rotate. The sight of the Digimon, the horrible moaning, and the slimy power make the codecracker Espimon tremble. Satsuki's Digimon... Listen to me with your ears plugged. In reality, you're all Japanese citizens. For as long as you're involved in illegal activities, you're going to be in trouble with the Japanese police, and you're going to have your guardians called. Die vanish! The Espimons suddenly disappear. One after another, the Commandramon lose sight of the targets at the end of their muzzles. It's vanishing magic. As soon as the Espimon press the buttons on their belly buttons, they disappear, melting into the rusty seaside background. Optical camouflage? You're nuts! An invisibility cloak. Simultaneous fire. The Commandramon all fire at the same time. The firepower of the entire squad. The Espimon, clad in camouflage and outmatched by Commandramon, however, managed to slip past the police encirclement. This has nothing to do with the codecracker's operation, but with the Digimon's AI self-defense function. Mekanorimon! As soon as Satsuki gives the order, 2 more Digimon appear behind her, camouflaged. Mekanorimon, machine, adult, virus type. This Digimon is larger than Espimon and Commandramon in terms of scale. It is about 3 to 4 meters tall. Its body color is white. Its appearance is that of a robot, a humanoid power suit with long arms. Although Digimon are officially classified as police equipment, Mekanorimon are classified as special purpose vehicles. Inside is a dedicated Commandramon who is in charge of piloting the vehicle. Ween, ween. The monocular monocle probes the area with a glare. By equipping it with powerful detectors, sensors, and other electronic warfare equipment, the Mekanorimon can serve as a field command vehicle. Scree! An optical weapon is emitted from the linear lens embedded in the body of the Mechanorimon. Twinkle beam! A laser beam grazes one of the invisible Espimon. With a flurry of sparks, the optical camouflage dissolves, and the Espimon falls onto the beach among the dancing and scattering iron sand. The 3 red dots on the virtual monitor are fading, flashing, and falling apart. You won't get away! Fire! The next round is charging. They can't be all caught. Satsuki and her subordinates aboard the Mechanorimon communicate. Petite impulse! A bolt of lightning pierces the rusty coast, along with a thunderclap. Satsuki's reaction is delayed by this unexpected event. Huh? The Espimon! The police radio blares. One after another, the blackened Espimons crash and become wreckage. A lightning bolt strikes the 3 remaining Espimons simultaneously and with great precision. Who is it? Satsuki looks at the new marker that has appeared on the heads-up virtual monitor. It's just standing there, seemingly unperturbed, on top of a deactivated Espimon. It looks like the legendary beast spirit of thunder. Is that Pulsemon? Pulsemon. Child. Beast. Vexen type. It is difficult to even catch the sight of the Digimon that moves at high speed in a zigzag pattern, as it is known as the electric lightning. Is this a new codecracker? The Commandramon squad points its gun at it. I'm the one who uses Pulsemon. Satsuki knows the name all too well. There's only one person that the police know of. It's a hacker. Deputy Squad Leader, your orders. The hacker, Judge. Zap. Pulsemon glances at Satsuki's Digimon. You've got a soft spot for Digimon, Deputy Squad Leader of the Digipolice. Pulsemon gives her a smile and a kiss, and then immediately flies away like a bolt of lightning into the sea of networks. I'm pissed off. Deputy Squad Leader. The Commandramon squad asks for instructions. Satsuki is shaking inside with anger at being ridiculed, but she manages to maintain her composure as a field commander. We've got the Espimon under control, and the poached Digitama are secured. I'll leave the rest in the real world to the authorities. That Pulsemon is... Leave that hacker jerk alone. He's not going to catch up with us anyway. And besides, he's also... Satsuki is clearly flustered. The hacker linked to Pulsemon is the same kind of hacker as Satsuki. One who has broken the yoke. Copy that, Deputy Leader. So, we're going over the K-line. If you exceed the time limit, you'll be in trouble with the squad leader and you'll be penalized with a pay cut. Yes, after you. And the Digimon... The subordinate reports quickly. Uh-huh. Satsuki is now in an uncontrollable mood. The Digitama that had been lying on the beach earlier are now gone. And of course, they were stolen. Like a bolt of lightning. Pulsemon! Hacker Judge! Give us back our evidence! Chapter 1, Part 6. Eiji Nagasumi, aka Cracker Fang, visits his client, Professor Ryusenji of the Abaddon Electronics Denrin District Digital Laboratory. There, he receives a Digimon along with the latest model Digimon dog, the Digimon Linker. After getting a beef bowl with hot egg takeout at a restaurant in front of the station, Eiji heads home, feeling good for the first time in a long time. Ding! He rings the Buddhist altar. The room is a very small room apartment, 3 tatami mats, with a loft and a furniture-style Buddhist altar, and LED candles. He doesn't usually offer incense because it would cause a fire. Hello, I'm home. Hello, Dad, Mom, Grandpa, and Grandma. And then there's the dog, too. Family cards are placed on the tablets of his family members. There's even one for a dog he used to have for some reason. After putting his hands together, Eiji sits down to dinner alone at the table. He looks at the Digimon Linker on his arm. I've never seen a Digimon like this before. Lugamon. The color screen shows a dog-like Digimon. I want you to train the Digimon. The request from Ryusenji was quite simple. If you look at Grimm, Digimon training jobs are easy to find. In pet terms, it's like being a breeder. The growth of a Digimon, which are kind of learning AI program, is largely related to their behavior patterns from birth. And if this is the case, then crackers who are experts in dealing with Digimon can also serve as breeders. If you're interested in my research, your encounter with Lugamon should be very interesting. If Professor Ryusenji expects that much from me, I have no choice but to give it my all. He's never been so excited in his life. But anyway, as long as he follows the professor's lead, there should be no issues. Eiji has little experience in training Digimon, however. I have 3 Tyrannomon, but all I'm doing is fine-tuning them with tools. That's only one part of the training process. He sets up his Digimon dog on the table. On the monochrome LCD screen, a dotty Tyrannomon is Japanese displayed. The dock that stored the Tyrannomon is small enough to fit in the palm of one's hand. This type is outdated in terms of specs, but blueprints are available, and parts are relatively easy to obtain and easy to make yourself. The Grim Cracker store sells special enclosures and complete units. Eiji also owns a few of them. I remember the professor saying something about the memory area being corrupted in the delivery dock, so part exchange is in order. Well, I have a Digimon linker, so there's no need to rush. Looking at the new Digimon linker wrapped around his arm, Eiji smiles as if he had just remembered it. This Lugamon is like a good luck charm for Eiji. He can't help but think that he needs to take good care of it. But does that mean I have to leave my Digimon linker on 24 hours a day, even when I'm in the shower? It's completely waterproof and antibacterial, so that shouldn't be a problem. But still. During the 2 or 3 days it takes for Eiji to learn how to operate the new gadget, the Lugamon grows up. The Digimon grows up fast, feeling Eiji's heartbeat from Digimon linker. It's like a child that I carry in my heart. Eiji looks fondly at the Digimon in his wristwatch. Digimon growth and evolution are systematic. When a Digimon hatches from a Digitama, it first goes through the baby stage. This is a Digimon baby. It has not yet learned anything and is not immediately useful as a tool. Normally, the development of a Digimon begins at this stage of childhood. But this Lugamon is already in the next stage, the child stage. Eiji asks questions to breeders in Grimm. Of course, he doesn't mention his work from Ryusenji or the Lugamon, but he does ask about how to raise a dog-like Digimon in general. He researches Grimm for information on Lugamon, but gets no hits. I have no idea if there are any AI learning programs or training programs for it. This might actually be kind of tough. Eiji almost regrets taking the job. I can't remember the last time I had a pet. Not since my dog died when I was a kid. To see firsthand, with your own eyes, the state of the digital world and the state of the Digimon. To see the digital world directly with the 5 human senses, not with virtual monitors and observational data. That's the impressive research Ryusenji is conducting. If that sort of thing is possible, I want to see it. I want to see the world that Professor Ryusenji sees. A world in which Digimon are alive. If I raise you, Lugamon, will something change if you evolve to your perfect or ultimate form? Crossing the yoke between the real world and the digital world. If only he could become such a top-notch cracker. A notification comes in. Eiji picks up his smartphone. He picks up his phone. It appears that he's received a reply to his question on Grimm. Fang, congrats on becoming a Digimon breeder. If you want to raise a Digimon from its child stage, I recommend keeping it with a number of other Digimon. If you have more than one Digimon, they will play with each other and learn as they do. I see, so you should keep a number of them together. Strength in numbers. Eiji quickly connects Tyrannomon's dog to the Digimon linker. The latest model Digimon linker has more than enough capacity and processing power. He could keep Lugamon with the Tyrannomon, but Eiji, in his excitement, didn't read the rest of the answer. Some Digimon are like dogs in that they are obsessed with the ranking of their pack. It's important that you discipline them first. And then, trouble came about several days later. Chapter 1, Part 7. Abaddon Electronics and Denrin District Digital Lab. After receiving an urgent call, Eiji immediately goes to DDL and cries in his office. Professor! Professor Ryosenji! Good morning, Eiji. It was already afternoon, but Ryosenji seems to be the type to always say good morning. What's with this Digimon? Lugamon is napping on the Digimon linker screen. He is probably full of food and dreaming a good dream. It looks like you're doing a great job with your training. I'm looking forward to seeing it evolve. Ryosenji smiles. Digimon change their forms as they grow. Digimon evolution is made up of baby, child, adult, perfect, and ultimate form. Insects, for example, grow from egg to larva, pupa, and adult. What is different is that the same individual transforms into a completely different Digimon. This is why the academic term evolution is used to describe the growth of a Digimon. If you evolve it to maturity, we will pay you an incentive. An incentive? An additional reward? The more perfect, the more ultimate, the better. I wonder what kind of Digimon Lugamon will evolve into. I'd like to see Eiji and Lugamon looking cool together. Ryosenji cheered Eiji on in an easy-to-understand way. Don't say that. Don't be a bad adult that looks forward to chaos. You saw it, right? Yesterday's training report? Eiji protests. I get hundreds of emails every day. I hardly open any of them. Ryosenji speaks bluntly. You'd lose days of work if you checked them all. That's right. I'm a researcher and I don't have time for anything but research. But I do check my notifications for communications from you, for example. That kinda make my heart hurt a bit. Eiji hugs himself. You're a very important business partner of mine, Eiji. This part of the professor isn't unpleasant in the least, and it makes me like him more. The world's leading authority on the digital world says that Eiji, who is nothing more than a codecracker brat, is his business partner. Opening Eiji's report on the monitor, Ryosenji plays the attached video file. Lugamon, child, dark beast, virus type. It's in a virtual training cage. The date of the video is yesterday. The Lugamon is eating food. A Digimon will stop growing if they do not eat, so when they get hungry, they instinctively continue to eat. It may seem strange for an AI to eat, but food is in essence data and information. Even human beings would not grow in any way if they did not read books, watch videos, and study to obtain information. In front of the Lugamon, there are 4 plates of food for some reason. In the corner of the cage, 3 Tyrannomon, which are kept in a multiple-headed house, are wobbling. Would the 3 Tyrannomon be too much to handle? Ryosenji is genuinely curious. The Tyrannomon are adults, and yet the younger Lugamon can hold its own. The Lugamon is strongly influenced by the data of dark beast types, especially wolves, Ryosenji explains. Wolves? So it's not a dog. Eiji scratches his head. They are dogs, but they are more primitive, descended from wolves that have been tamed. In any case, they form a pack and have a boss. They are strict about ranking within the pack. So, they were kept in the same cage? Does that mean that Lugamon made the Tyrannomon its offspring? More or less. Obviously, the boss has first dibs on food. Ryosenji smiles for some reason. So it's eating others' food. This guy even tries to eat one of the Tyrannomon at first. Oh wow, that's very interesting. Just like the mythical demon wolf that eats even giant gods. It's too horrible to make a video of. He eats too much. He coasts too much. And he poops too much. And? Huh? Do you have a problem with that? Ryosenji asks the question. I see. This is simply interesting to a genius researcher. Eiji takes a deep breath. The following data is the result of benchmarking the Lugamon. It's definitely not your average growth score. By the way, Professor, what is that thing on the Lugamon's forehead? This... Eiji pauses the video and zooms in. The Lugamon's forehead and nose are covered with a mask and a protector. The faceplate is covered with a shiny jewel-like object. I find it really interesting. Sometimes it even glows. I'm not sure what to say, but good on you for noticing it, Eiji. Thanks. So, how do you feel about it? You've tried using it, haven't you? It's too peaky to evaluate its performance as an AI tool. Eiji pauses. What do you mean? It's not that the tool's commands don't work. It's that it won't do what you tell it to do. Not only won't he work, he won't walk either. I remember a dog I used to have that would go for a stroll on his own. So, you don't think you can raise it? I didn't say that. Raising it is my job, and I'm interested in it. I'll definitely get it to evolve. Try to hololize it, Ryosenji speaks. Eiji chooses a command on the digital linker. The Lugamon, which had been sleeping, is hololized. It's big and bulky. Digimon in their child stage are usually about 1 meter in length, depending on the type, of course. The Lugamon is about the size of a husky dog or a small wolf. Digimon themselves have a chunky form, so they have a strong presence when they are indoors. Its fur is a blue-gray. Its eyes are red. Eiji would like to fluff it up if he could. The Digimon linker is checking Eiji's bioinformation 24 hours a day. I verified the data along with the Lugamon's training information. Ryosenji shouts loudly. Ah, you surprised me! This is truly remarkable. Ryosenji looks amazed. Why all the fuss? Look at these numbers. Ryosenji pointed excitedly at the screen as he displays the evaluation report. DS value? I'm not sure what that means. This is new to Eiji. He hasn't heard the term, not even in codecracker circles. That's D4. Oh, so it's classified. It's an indicator of compatibility with the Digimon I designed. Eiji, your compatibility with the Lugamon is already second to none, even compared to the best codecrackers. Seriously? Eiji looks at the Lugamon, who is still napping on the floor. I'm glad I was right about offering you the job. So, does that mean the Lugamon can evolve right away? It can go from adult to perfect to ultimate. I can't say for sure. Why not? The DS value is only an indicator of potential. So it might be possible then. Eiji is completely taken aback. Digimon compatibility. Eiji had never really thought about it. Of course, there's the question of whether or not the Digimon would be easy for him to use as a tool. I've only touched Tyrannomon and other Digimon that pretty much everyone else uses to a certain extent. The more prevalent Digimon are among codecrackers, the easier it is to adjust the tools, because they can listen to each other's advice. Recently, cyborg types have been all the rage. Where have you been getting your Digimon up until now? Grim? Yeah, though it's slightly illegal in Japan. There are countries where it is legal. The network. There are no borders and no laws in the digital world. Yes, there are no borders in the digital world. Eiji, do you know who you're quoting? Ryosenji asked the question. Eiji doesn't know. Who? Doesn't everyone say that? It's a grim codecracker meme at this point. Are you saying there's a source of it? Ryosenji shrugged his shoulders like an actor. What's your work again, Eiji? I'm a codecracker. Then you know the code cracking team, don't you? Chapter 1, Part 8. The code cracking team. The code cracking team is a community of anonymous individuals who share the common goal of freedom of the network, freedom of the digital world. There's no membership list. It is not a club of friends. There are various groups within the code cracking team. They have different ideologies, principles, and goals. Often there are fights among them. Crack teams are at odds with the existing law and authority, the government. They are a group of outcasts who have been labeled an antisocial group. This is the common denominator through a process of elimination. Nevertheless, those who call themselves codecrackers more or less agree with the philosophy of the codecracking team and participate in its activities in a relaxed manner. On the monitor, a short movie uploaded to the Grim video service is shown to promote the codecracking team. Freedom of the network, freedom of the digital world. The digital world has no borders and no laws. Therefore, no government or law can block all activities involving Digimon. Ryusenji speaks. This is a common argument from the codecracker side. I don't know anything about the details. I had no connections, no education, and it was simply the most lucrative job for me at the time. He first got interested in codecracking in high school. One of his questionable seniors talked him into it for money. It's a common occurrence. It was probably a good fit for him. He made more than enough money doing it on a part-time basis. But after passing on the college entrance exams, Eiji started to take codecracking much more seriously. He decided he'd try to make a living at it. You can do whatever you want. It's true. I can work however I want. But the government, codecrackers, are the network's worst offenders, causing nothing but trouble. But be careful of traps. Get greedy and the Digipolice will come after you. The police department that handles cybercrimes has a team that deals with Digimon crimes. The Digipolice. It is a set of secret organizations that has not been publicized, but it is known among codecrackers. Just recently, a high school student acting as a codecracker to poach Digitama was arrested by the team. You're on the codecracking team, but you're not really interested in their philosophy. Freedom for you is, I guess, a sense of fashion. Shell of me, right? But right now, I want a job and track record. I wonder where that track record or your future will lead you. Eiji, what is your dream? I want to win. Eiji replies with sincerity. Oh wow, win what? I can't do it in real life, but on the internet I'd like to become so big that I can change reality. I want to earn money, evolve my Digimon and become a top-notch codecracker. I want to reach the point where I have a team of my own. So, do you have to be a codecracker to do that? Yes, for me, the digital world is the only place where I can really change my life. He has a premonition. This job is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for Eiji to become a cracker of the highest caliber and change his life. I want to be on the same level as you, Professor Ryusenji. If it is possible to capture the digital world directly, with the 5 human senses, not through monitors or observational data, that's what I want to do. As they actually are. To be able to live in the digital world. Hearing Eiji's words, Ryusenji smiles. The digital world can change a person's life, like it did with me. Eiji took these words as the words of a successful man who had become one of the wealthiest men in the world. But he has nothing at the moment. He has no wealth, no education, and, moreover, no girlfriend. He doesn't have what it takes. He has nothing to live for but a cramped 3-mat room and an unhealthy, irregular diet. He can survive for now, but it won't be enough in the long run. Life will cost more the older he gets. And it will get more boring. I want to change my life. I want to win in the digital world. His mind is made up. He has no intention of losing out on his connection with Professor Ryusenji. No matter what it takes, he will finish this training job with the Lugamon. No matter what. Sometimes you can understand the world that you should have seen and known for a long time only by looking at it from a different angle. Ryusenji murmurs. Huh? That's good. That's really good. I asked you to train Lugamon, but at the same time, I was testing you, Eiji. Ah, there you go again. If you were invested in the codecracking team down to their ideology, if you were a happy-go-lucky kid drunk on freedom, I wouldn't have given you this job. SOC. The insignia, a badge, with a 3-letter alphabet. The badge which was featured in the promotional movie, should be familiar to anyone who has ever tried to peek into the internet underground. Sons of Chaos. Eiji takes a deep breath. The Sons of Chaos. It appears you know them. Of course I do. They're an incredibly famous code-cracking group. What is your honest impression of SOC? Eiji answers. On another level. They're top-notch. He really admires them. But if you want to enjoy a carefree, easygoing life, they are the ones you should stay away from. They're extremists. A militant organization that is considered to be the right wing of the code-cracking team. They are known for their crimes using Digimon, information theft, corporate blackmail, cyberterrorism, you name it. But the leader has so much charisma. The Cyclops incident, the legendary codecracker Tartaros, a person who is at war with the world. The Cyclops incident won't be described here. It was an event that made it impossible for the leaders of the international community to ignore the existence of codecrackers, codecracking teams, and the digital world. The leader of the SOC, codecracker Tartaros, is yet to be identified. All that's known about him is that he's apparently Japanese. He's a dark hero. Tartaros is very popular. Much more popular than I am. Ryosenji smiles. There are many followers of Tartaros in Grimm, but there are also those who are against these extremists, saying that if they become too conspicuous, laws and regulations will be tightened. That's just it. Ryosenji looks at Eiji. The SOC is interfering with the digital world in a very negative way. The over-interference is creating risks on the Digimon ecosystem and ultimately to human society. And it's threatening my research as well, to the point where I'm extremely concerned about it. I see. It would be unfortunate for both humans and Digimon if the digital world and the real world become more isolated than they already are due to stricter legal restrictions. Wouldn't you agree? Ryosenji takes a neutral position towards codecrackers. If he didn't, he wouldn't have hired Eiji for this job. However, he is deeply concerned about the violent crimes and terrorism using Digimon. This is because, ultimately, he loves Digimon very much. If there is one thing Ryosenji cannot forgive, it's codecrackers who misuse Digimon and put them in danger. If you're a professor, don't you have a lot of contacts in the government? Eiji asks the question. Ryosenji is a government expert on technology and special advisor to the digital world. He is also involved in the selection of police equipment. Of course, we have been lobbying for this. However, the current Prime Minister is all about studying, but has no power to implement. The police, on the other hand, just follow the law and crack down on codecrackers. The related laws are not yet in place or are insufficient. Things are not going well. Professor, I think we're getting off on the wrong foot here. I guess you're not interested then. It's not like that at all. I'm just getting more and more excited is all. Ever since he decided to become a codecracker, he knew that one day he would want to do this kind of work. He doesn't mean capturing Digimon, collecting Digitama, or collecting junk data. He wants to do something dangerous, something with a more adult feel to it. It's an undercover investigation into the Sons of Chaos. I want you to find out what the mysterious leader Tartaros is up to. It's all for the sake of the digital world and Digimon. It's for the sake of protecting them. Chapter 1, Part 9. Eiji is asked by Professor Ryosenji to investigate the Sons of Chaos, SOC, a group of militant codecrackers. He is to join SOC as a codecracker. He is asked to make contact with the leader, Tartaros, and find out the purpose of the group. SOC is a martial arts organization that is said to be the worst and strongest of all codecracking teams. There are signs that they are planning a large-scale operation in the near future. Intelligence agencies and police forces from all over the world are involved, But Ryosenji is not at all concerned about the digital world. So, they hired their own codecrackers to investigate, to protect the digital world and Digimon. And the reward is unbeatable. But it's Ryosenji's passion that moves Eiji's heart more than anything else. If the activities of SOC and Tartaros cause the international community to view not only codecrackers, but also the digital world as dangerous and Digimon as the enemy, the ecology of the digital world, i.e. the lives of Digimon, will be at stake. In the past, wolves were eradicated in Europe, the US, and Japan, simply because they tried to scare livestock. We must avoid reproducing such a tragedy in the digital world. Digimon are alive. Eiji is greatly influenced by Ryosenji's opinions. So, what you're saying is that I'll be a spy, Eiji speaks. His room is extremely cramped. At the foot of the futon in the loft, a fluffy lamp is lying on its back with its belly showing. The hololization of the Lugamon. The room is rented and pets are not allowed, but this does not apply to digital pets. Alright, Lugamon, we're gonna infiltrate SOC. We're going to find out who Tartaros really is. Don't let your guard down, he speaks to the Digimon. He had never talked to a Digimon before. Lugamon turns over and cocks his head like a dog. There are many opinions about how well Digimon understand human language, but we'll be dealing with SOC. They are hardcore codecrackers, really scary guys. They take my Tyrannomon for fools. You, on the other hand, are a rare find, even if you're still growing. Eiji's name is Cracker Fang, and he's going to sell it. That's a good place to start. He stretches out his hands. He strokes the Lugamon's forehead. Of course, he can't actually tough it, but the Lugamon growls and gnashes its teeth anyway. Oh, sorry. I once had a dog that got cranky when I pet it. It was a dog that was friendly to his parents, but for some reason he'd only behave that way toward Eiji. The alarm goes off. It's time to go to work. Let's go, Lugamon. The hololization disappears. Lugamon returns to the Digimon linker screen. With the voice chat intercom over his ear, Eiji leans against the loft wall and opens the Digimon linker menu. A virtual monitor was projected on the heads-up screen. This is another application of hololization technology. The virtual monitor connects to the network and moves to Grim. Participation in the SOC itself is not difficult. Once you have obtained an invitation code from Grim's member recruitment page, you can join the SOC's dedicated channel as if it was a part-time job. Eiji applied to SOC in advance and secured an appointment. SOC deals with government agencies, the military, police, and global corporations. The level of codecracker skills necessary is quite high, to say the least. The more importantly, it's risky. A senior member of SOC was available to assist Eiji via voice chat. An online interview. It's easy to apply, but if you don't have the skills to be a codecracker, you won't get in. So, do you have what it takes, newbie? The name's Fang. Codecracker Fang, huh? Are you willing to put your real life on the line to be a part of SOC? The only username on the other end is Interviewer. The icon on Grim looks like a tempestuous Showa-era salaryman with a necktie. Like a section chief or something. The voice is that of a kindly old man. If my skills are up to par, would I be able to meet Tartaros? Eiji gets right down to business. Codecrackers are generally frank with each other on the internet. You're interested in our leader? The interviewer's voice is tinged with a hint of caution. Who wouldn't be? He's a legendary codecracker. You're really young, aren't you? Are you in high school? Or junior high school even? The interviewer laughs. Well, how old are you? It doesn't matter if I tell you I'm 60 or 17, because there's no way to prove it. Here we simply sound and look like we want others to believe we are. It's characteristics of a certain spicy generation of old men to insist on their own high level of internet literacy, isn't it? Eiji thinks he's onto something. Perhaps the interviewer is actually an old man after all. No, please continue. There's a brief pause. Our leader, Tartaros, is a mystery. Most of us have never even heard his voice. A mystery, huh? So that's how it is. If you are the genius cracker you think you are, and you have a good track record, one of the executives will get in touch with you, even if you don't inquire further. If you can get into that chat room, you might be able to talk to Tartaros. It looks like this is going to take a while. I know how to get close to the leader, Tartaros. I will participate in SOC activities and make a name for myself. This is clearly meritocracy. So, the job I'm about to take is the SOC's employment exam? That's one way to look at it. For your reference, the difficulty level is equivalent to the semi-A level. I've shared the file on Grim. I've also opened a dedicated channel for the mission. A summary of the mission is displayed on the virtual monitor. The name of the mission can be anything. A wolf at the back gate. Eiji requests his preferred name. Why that? It's just the first thing that came to mind. There's no real meaning behind it. It's just that it's my Lugamon's first battle. Eiji has made up his mind to be a codecracker, and there's no turning back now. A wolf at the back gate, huh? Got it. That's kind of long, so we'll just make it Operation Wolf. Too short! You're probably thinking, do I really want to try a semi-A? In 9 out of 10 cases, you'll lose your precious Digimon. Needless to say, we cannot insure them or provide compensation for their loss. Understood. I prepare for a proper welcoming party. Welcoming party? What do you mean? We're celebrating the birth of a new SOC executive. Big words. But it's not a foolhardy move on his part. Eiji has something special in store for them. In order to infiltrate the SOC, he had to deactivate the functions on his Digimon linker. Ryosenji provided him with the means to improve his skills as a codecracker in one fell swoop for this request. The results of D-Force research. The very thing you take on the yoke. I'll see it. I'll see the world the way that the best see it. The Digimon linker and Lugamon Professor Ryosenji gave me will make the impossible possible. He takes a deep breath. Please check the file for the details of the operation. I'm praying for your success. Thank you very much. Eiji looks at the Digimon linker screen. His Lugamon is looking back at him from the small screen. Silence. Digimon are alive. I bet you know what Professor Ryosenji meant when he said that. He selects a menu. Mind link. The sensor measures biometric data and allows commands via vital checks. Limits released. Its consciousness will be unleashed in the form of light. Well then, Mind link. Chapter 1, Part 10. Sound fades, vision fades. The Digimon linker is wrapped around his arms, and his limbs have gone away. Eiji loses consciousness. Dizziness. The 3 semicircular canals go haywire. The world is falling down, turning upside down. Sinking. Sinking. Suddenly, memories from his childhood re-emerge. Summer. Playing in the river with his family. Yes, both my family and friends were there. And the very best of all my friends. Leon. The son of the guy getting the barbecue ready. Eiji! His friend yells his name and gets out of the river. But Eiji unknowingly enters the river at its deepest point. When he turns around, his feet are caught in the sand at the bottom of the river. Oh no! One step ahead is an invisible cliff. He thought he was a good swimmer, but a flowing river is different from a swimming pool. He can't get to the surface. He's completely underwater. What he sees on the surface is another world. The clean, clear water was deeply gouged out and looked like the home of a monster that could easily swallow a child. Air bubbles swirl. He is swallowed whole. And then all of his senses disappear. It seems like it was only a moment. But was it? Something soft and fluffy gently receives Eiji's consciousness. It's the sensation of wearing a wetsuit and floating in the water. Soon the light scatters, and the bubbles form an image. A new world. No, the world that he's been seeing for a long time is cut in a new way, and it hits Eiji's consciousness with an unprecedented stimulation. Huh? It's so bright. The light is too strong here. And yet, he can't close his eyelids. What's going on here? Confusion, anxiety. He doesn't know what he's seeing or what's going on. The image seems to zoom in cursely like a digital zoom, but then fades away as if he was looking through binoculars upside down. Noise crawls around my head. There's a rustling and a bug is flailing around in my ear. And there's an animal-like smell. It's the smell of a wet dog in the rain. That's what it is. This is like a bad dream. But it is not a dream. The voice is the only thing he can hear clearly. Huh? Who is it? Clash! He hears the sound of something being kicked and turned over. And then something comes running. Chumon, child, beast, virus type. Data is displayed in the heads-up position. It's a little red Digimon that appears moving like an old western cartoon. The pink red is holding a piece of data, a piece of cheese, in both hands. Where am I? Inside of a building. The walls, ceiling and floor are concrete. Is it under construction or abandoned? Another Digimon appears. Chumon, puppet, child, virus type. Another red Digimon. However, it's not a beast, but a puppet. A stuffed rat with bad eyesight. It's riding on another mech-like Digimon. Damemon, mutation, adult, virus type. The metallic-looking body is clutching a tonfa, a T-shaped club used in martial arts. In a word, its appearance can be described as follows. A kettle with limbs? No. It looks more like poo. Eiji is confused. If this was the Phantom Digimon Land, he could have cheered loudly. However, Eiji has put aside his pure childish heart, which could be amused by the mere appearance of poo in a time capsule of memories. He always looked calmly at what was happening in front of his eyes. Damemon is a poo-shaped Digimon piloted by Chumon. How brave of you to try to steal from my family. Don't let him get away with this, Chumon. For the love of all rats. Chumon is scared, while Chumon begs for its life with cheese in hand. Apparently, Chumon stole Chumon's food and escaped. I don't like being treated like you, Chumon. No good, no good. Damemon turns on its tonfa with a jerky movement. Just then, Chumon notices their presence. Look at that dog. Huh? A dog? Eiji doesn't understand what it's talking about. And what is this anyway? What am I being shown? The Digimon is talking? I haven't seen you around here. This is Wall Slum's 6th Street. My family's turf. You should tuck tail and run while I'm taking care of Chumon. Because if you're still around after that... A rat picking a fight with a wolf. Don't make me laugh. The voice he heard before growls in his ears again. Out in front. No. Eiji isn't moving at all. The Chumon is approaching. Its cart is moving on its own.
From this day on, this is my home turf.
Do your worst, Digimon! Gun Vulcan! Bam, 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 bam! The Vulcan cannon, embedded in the tonfa, erupts with fire. The bullets land on the floor and walls, soaking wet. Chumon runs to his right and left, trying to escape. What? Eiji suddenly feels nauseous. It smells. My nose is burning. It's like poison gas. The bullets aren't powerful, but they're accompanied by a horrible stench.
This attack must be torture for a dog with a strong nose. Digimon fighting is all about exploiting weaknesses.
Chumon's strategy works.
No good, no good. Shall we get rid of this stray already, Digimon? Finish it with boost attack. Ah!
Some kind of energy swirls around Eiji. What? Ignition. A brilliant flame. It's faster than Digimon can move. Howling fire! A fireball rips through the entire floor of the building. Everything is consumed by flame. In a whirlwind of heat and shock, Digimon is blasted out of the building through a window. So hot. Eiji is surprised. He feels as if his face has been burned by a bonfire.
A single attack on Digimon, which is only known for its toughness?
Chumon rolls out of the Digimon's cockpit and onto the floor. Flames are smoldering. There's nothing to burn, and yet it doesn't go out right away.
What kind of fire is this? It's no ordinary fire!
The Chumon goes haywire. It glares down at the plush red Digimon from above.
Is it gonna eat?
An awful smell. Chumon's face twitches, and he trembles.
On that old interface. Is that a Lugamon? No, you're the demon wolf of the castle of 9 wolves.
Lugamon? Eiji is taken aback. Chumon is talking to Lugamon. So Eiji... 9 wolves? Oh, right. That reminds me. The voice murmurs into Eiji's ear.
So you've returned to Wallslum, have you?
For some reason, Chumon's tone seems more respectful suddenly. In response to this conversation, Eiji is completely baffled.
You're not looking so good.
Lugamon turns its nose away. Before the fearful wolf can change its mind, Chumon tries to run away from him. Eiji, while he has been completely baffled by the conversation, he regains his composure and speaks. Lugamon? It's me, Eiji. Can you hear me? Lugamon? Chapter 1, Part 11. This voice, it's you, the Lugamon, isn't it? If possible, could you please explain? Eiji's tone comes across as more polite than usual.
Explain? Explain what exactly?
I can't understand what's going on at all. Where is this? Why are the Digimon talking? What happened to him? Why isn't he in his loft at home?
Eiji Nagasumi, didn't you listen to what Ryosenji told you?
Huh? Ryosenji? Eiji is amused that the Lugamon refers to him without refers to his title of professor.
The Mindlink explanation.
In order to infiltrate the SOC, he had to deactivate the functions on his Digimon linker. AE's and DDL's top-secret D4 research results. A means to improve his skills as a code cracker in one fell swoop. The function that makes me into an elite codecracker. Right? He explained it in a way that was difficult to understand. The fact that it is being so casual in its responses makes Eiji a little uncomfortable. Lugamon starts walking. There's broken glass here, so be careful. Eiji notices it as he's speaking. He sees the reflection of a Digimon in the building's window glass, illuminated by flickering flames. The Lugamon. The first thing that comes to mind is that it's the Lugamon. Am I not here? Is Eiji seeing the same world as the Lugamon? Duh. Just then, another rat goes rushing by.
Master, I can't believe I missed you. Demon Wolf of the Castle of 9 Wolves. I'm nothing but a Chumon, a lowly rat Digimon.
The Chumon that happened to be rescued greets it.
If you don't mind me asking, did you go somewhere? I haven't heard about the likes of you in a very long time. Rumor had it that you were changed into a Digitama by a human and captured by a human.
The Chumon dares to probe a little.
Who do you think you're talking to?
The Lugamon growls.
So sorry. Do you think there's an assassin who could turn me into a ball, or someone who could put a collar on me? Please forgive me.
The Chumon starts freaking out. The Lugamon takes a deep breath and quickly raises its head.
Yes, I remember now. The Dust Kingdom. You Chumon were servants of the great Sukamon, ruler of the 5th Avenue trash heap. Yes.
I'll look after you from now on. I like you a lot more than that stuffed animal from earlier. Lugamon sniffs the Chumon and licks it. Yuck.
Yeah, I'll be of real use to you.
The Demon Wolf of the Castle of 9 Wolves. Huh. It's got a familiar ring to it. The Lugamon whispers,
Hey, Chumon. Yes?
You think I've been captured by a human before? It was only a rumor. With the old man gone, 9th Avenue is in the doldrums and deserted. It appears Walslum has changed a lot in my absence. Here, you can have this. The Lugamon throws it some food.
This is real-world meat. As expected of a Digimon of your stature. You really eat well. Until next time.
After gathering up the meat and cheese, the Chumon runs away, as if never wanting to have this encounter again. Were you finished talking? Eiji speaks to the Lugamon timidly. The Lugamon just sighs for some reason.
It's an explanation you wanted, right?
Yes, please?
What do you humans say at times like these? Seeing is believing? The proof is in the pudding.
Whoa! It was so sudden. The Lugamon leaps through a broken window. The first free fall Eiji ever experienced. The Lugamon easily lands from a height of 3 to 4 stories. They end up in a valley of buildings. Among them was a dark skyscraper, a deserted, pre-dawn subcenter of the city that had nothing to do with glitz and glamour. The windows were completely unlit. Once he's attached to the tallest building in the area, the Lugamon runs up its vertical wall. It runs with its claws digging in. He feels the wind on its skin. Eiji shares and feels the Lugamon's eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. All 5 senses. I see. So, this is the result of Professor Ryosenji's research. This is D4's most confidential technology. The digital world, which has different structure from the real world, cannot be directly perceived by humans. For example, a submarine relies on instruments and sonar, and a space probe travels in outer space. We can only perceive what is going on around us indirectly, through observed data. Is it possible to somehow experience the digital world through the 5 human senses? After exploring this possibility, we transferred human mental data to the digicore of a digital life form. a Digimon to create a consciousness.
MindLink is a technology that converts the human spirit into digital data and transfers the human consciousness into the Digimon Digicore realm.
As it speaks, Lugamon runs up the skyscraper, not even taking a breath as it does. The Digicore is the data center at the core of a Digimon. It is the core of life, the area that shows that the Digimon is an individual, the ego, the soul of a Digimon, so to speak. Yes, the professor was saying something similar. Once it becomes clear to Eiji, he is more intrigued than bewildered. This is no tiny monochrome LCD screen. He is seeing with his own eyes the true state of the digital world and the state of the Digimon. It is not a virtual monitor and observation data, but a direct perception of the digital world with the 5 human senses. Ryo Senji has already perfected this technology. This is the answer. MindLink. It's like I've become a Digimon. MindLink. This is the world that the best of the best are seeing. Eiji is immediately excited.
It's your first MindLink. It's only natural that there'd be some confusion. You'll get used to it soon enough.
I already am getting used to it. But when was my mental data converted into digital data?
The Digimon linker has been sampling your biometric data, brainwaves, and level of consciousness 24 hours a day.
Seriously? You mean my personal info was being leaked?
What do you mean? That's what the Digimon linker is for. The amount of data required to convert the human psyche into digital data is enormous.
Incredible, Professor Ryo Senji. So incredible.
Any other questions? I am getting so annoyed with all the noise in the Digicore.
How can I talk to you? You're a Digimon.
What a stupid question. It's because Digimon are alive. We always have been, and we always will be.
Digimon are alive. Lugamon, Tyrannomon, and all the rest of the Digimon. I see. So Digimon have been talking to me all along.
You're just getting to know us Digimon a little better is all.
After climbing up the skyscraper, Lugamon finally stands triumphantly on the roof. The view from there is... Chapter 1, Part 12. This is the digital world. Words won't do. Eiji's ability to describe it simply wouldn't do at all. It's a cliched expression, but it would be more like a colony-type city built on an exoplanet in the world of science fiction movies. The sky is a sea of networks. The city is densely packed with buildings, covering a small mountain, radiating out from the peak. The buildings range in height and quality from those reminiscent of the latest planned cities such as Denrin and the slums of the Middle East. On the other hand, there is absolutely nothing outside of the city, in the surrounding area. Nothing of significance seems to exist. It's like a sand sea of noise, covered in sand, gas, and clouds. It's like a thin stream of junk data. So unexpected. What do they call this sort of thing? Cyberpunk? That's the best way to describe this.
What's that supposed to mean?
Lugamon poses the question to Eiji. I thought the digital world would look more natural. The image of the digital world that I saw in the lobby of DDL, which was apparently an AI's imaginary map, reminded me of beautiful nature in each of the 4 seasons.
This place is called Wall Slum.
Lugamon speaks matter-of-factly.
Wall Slum? It is a city of security walls protecting the digital world, and a hive of junk data clinging to the outer walls on those walls.
Security walls? Another word he has never heard before.
If you look carefully, this city, Wall Slum, sits on a round surface.
Ah, I see it now. Looking carefully, he can see that the horizon separating the sea of networks, that is the sky and the shell of the security wall, is round. It is clearer than, say, looking down at the Earth from an airplane. The digital world is protected by a security wall. It's a city stuck on an eggshell. So, the interior is underground? On Earth, it would be underground. But this is the digital world. The areas are divided and protected from each other. The security wall, or the ground you can see from here, is the data processing, logical and conceptual boundary between the real world and the digital world. If you try to go from your human real world to the digital world via the network, you will be blocked by the security wall. Wait, then when we codecrackers were controlling Digimon with tools, that what we thought was the digital world, it was just wall slum. Yes, the Digimon that codecrackers grab are just those running around wall slum. Most codecrackers don't even mind link, so they'll never even seen this view. Lugamon's answer leaves Eiji speechless. For example, are Eiji's Tyrannomon and his friends chasing a Modoki Betamon somewhere in here? Have anyone gone beyond the security wall? Have they visited or observed the digital world? Humans? I doubt it. Though I bet that Ryosenji is researching a means to do so. Unprecedented. The digital world has never been visited by any human being, with the exception being wall slum. Beyond the wall, so to speak, the deep digital world. Anyway, all knowledge and preconceptions about the digital world are turned upside down in Eiji when he borrows Lugamon's vision through a mind link to see what's at the bottom of the network ocean. It's easy to understand why the leaders of the international community are so reluctant to refer to the digital world as anything other than mankind's secret. The digital world can do nothing to the real world and to mankind itself. Digimon are alive, and the world that harbors life, wherever it may be, is filled with an energy that makes no sense. Well, Lugamon takes a deep breath. A heads-up virtual monitor appears in front of Eiji's conscious mind, which was up until now only a thinking eye. It looks like the cockpit of a state-of-the-art fighter jet. It's like the cockpit from a robot anime. What's wrong, Lugamon? Eiji, do you remember why you came here, don't you? Oh, sorry. I forgot that you're a pathetic codecracker. A appears on the virtual monitor. Operation Wolf. Ah! Sons of Chaos, the SOC job. The shared briefing materials are displayed. According to the file, at these coordinates, I am to befriend on the mission in detail by local members of the SOC. And I'm 2 minutes late. A Digimon cloaked in rags is looking down at Eiji from the antenna facility on the roof of the building. Stage type. No data is displayed on the virtual monitor. It's blocking the search. The only thing Eiji knows about it is that it's the size about the same as that of Lugamon. You're late. It was indeed 2 minutes past the time specified in the operation data. Our leader, Tartaros, likes people to be punctual. We had some trouble. Surely you can give us a pass this time? The Lugamon replies. Hey, Lugamon, Eiji interacts. What? Eiji? Oh! The Lugamon is taken aback a bit. Before it knows what happened, Eiji is standing next to it. Oh, look at that. Eiji looked at his palms and tried to move his arms and legs. His clothes are the same he was wearing before. Eiji, where did you come from so suddenly? Huh? I mean, when you mind link, you can control a lot of things on the virtual monitor just by thinking about them, right? And there's a hololize command too. Since this is the digital world, I thought I could maybe hololize, so I gave it a try. And it worked. So you weren't scared that something might go wrong? Mm-hmm. You're pretty stupid. Or maybe brave is a better word to put it. Lugamon seems to have stopped thinking deeply. Eiji extends his hand and pats its forehead.
Grr.
Huh? Did you growl at me?
Don't touch my forehead.
Lugamon bares its fangs. Whoa! Sorry, but how can I touch you? Your hololization. Eiji is surprised that he can't touch it. Lugamon rubs his head with its paws like a cat. If a Digimon hololizes in the real world, it's just data. But if it hololizes in the digital world, the data is an actual entity in our world. Oh, wow! A real hololization! Eiji manages to make sense of it.
In case you're wondering, you can't get too far away from the mind-linked Digimon. In this case, me.
Well, whatever. As long as it's easy. Standing next to Lugamon, Eiji turns towards the ragged cloth Digimon again. Like I said, I'm Codecracker Fang. I thought it was Eiji. The ragged cloth Digimon coldly rebukes him. No need to focus on the details. So, what's the job? According to the information I was given by the interviewer, I'm supposed to ask for the details here. I'm sure the interviewer also told you that this request is a test to determine whether you, Codecracker Fang, will be allowed to join this SOC. You've already been deduced 2 points for showing up late. A virtual monitor opens above the ragged cloth Digimon. A rough map of Wall Slum is displayed. The city is basically circular. The city was divided into districts as if it were a pizza cut in rectangular shapes. The center of the city is a hollowed out area that looks like a volcanic crater. This is 6th Avenue. The Choo-Choo-mon mentioned it earlier. What I would like you to do is to survey and map this area. That is painted in this color. As you know, Wall Slum is undergoing a lot of redevelopment. This is a place where information from the real world is constantly flowing in, and not a day goes by that everything is the same as it was. Mapping? So, you want me to make a map? Sounds fun. Wall Slum is very important to the SOC. We always want to keep our map data up to date. The Digimon tosses him a memory card type file. Eiji accepts it. A line of code appears on the virtual monitor in his hand. A mapping tool, huh? Lugamon understands the contents in less than a second. He is indeed a Digimon in this respect. All you have to do is walk around the area while running the tool, and it will auto-map it for you. We want you to investigate 9th Avenue. Lugamon laughs. Perfect. What do you mean?
I've got some business to attend to.
The Lugamon turns its head. Lugamon, are we good? I mean, in terms of explanation? Eiji hurries after Lugamon. The red-cloth Digimon quietly sees them off. I pray that you will pass. For Tartaro's sake, I hope the day will come when I can call you a member of the SOC. Chapter 1, Part 13. The SOC Digimon, clad in rags, sees Lugamon and Eiji Nagasumi off from the roof of a building in Wall Slum, as they are headed for the mapping job. I wasn't told they'd be mind-linked. He suddenly speaks to somebody who isn't there. He hadn't been told. I didn't know they were going to suddenly show up with a limit unlock. A reply comes back in the voice chat. I wonder if that dog... Lugamon noticed. I wonder if it noticed that I'm mind-linked too. Who knows? The voice of the person on the other end of the line is that of the SOC interviewer. The demon wolf of the castle of the 9 wolves. Won't mapping 9th Avenue be a piece of cake for them? The ragged cloth Digimon expresses its concern. You're right that it won't be a semi-A difficulty test for them. I'll make a few adjustments to the test. The interviewer is obviously up to something. Once on the ground, Lugamon heads further underground. He assures Eiji that it's a shortcut. A platform. Chuck, 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 chuck. What stops in front of a bewildered Eiji is a wall-slum train. The rapidly changing scenery leaves Eiji, who is holding on to the strap, in a daze. The slum circle-lined subway. The interior of the train looks like something he's seen before. It's similar to the Tokyo metro system that he usually uses. The only difference is that the passengers on the train are not humans, but Digimon. The information is displayed in characters he has never seen before. The advertisements inside the train and the station are completely unreadable. What is this? Digimon language? It's forbidden to cause trouble on this subway. Lugamon speaks matter-of-factly. So, no fighting? This is a public space. You should mind your manners. Lugamon lies down, taking up the space of about 3 seats. The Digimon around them look annoyed, but it's not a breach of manners. Not that Eiji knows what Digimon manners are. The subway passes through a station every couple of minutes. Eiji is fidgety and restless, partly because he can't read the characters on the information signs, which are apparently all in Digimon language. I was thinking about the mind link, he says to Lugamon. I wonder if my relationship with your Digicore is like a human riding a Digimon. Kind of like the Choo-Choo-mon was riding Damemon. Don't compare me to that piece of poo. So, it's not like that. Not at all. What's going on with your real body right now? What? Eiji's consciousness is now inside of the Lugamon's Digicore. If his body is not here, it must be leaning against the wall in his loft back home. Yes, your body is still sleeping. Unless you break the mind link, you will never regain consciousness. Huh. Well, that's fine, I guess. That's fine? By the way, what is it? Do you mind if I touch you? The Lugamon lying down on the seat is showing the soles of its feet. There are plump paws on them. No. Why do I have to do what you want? The Lugamon flashes its gums and bares its fangs. No good, huh? The dog I used to have wouldn't let me either. I'll kick you out of my Digicore if you keep feeding me this nonsense. And besides, I've heard enough stories about your dog already. He probably didn't think of you as his master. He was just taking advantage of you. Huh. At the next station, many passengers get on and off. When the Digimon who board the train see Eiji, they react with surprise. Hey, Lugamon. It feels like all of the Digimon are staring at me. Well, it's rare that we have humans down here. Oh, so it's like hololizing a Digimon on a real train. That would attract a lot of attention. Knowing that he's unlikely to be harmed, Eiji takes a closer look at the inside of the train. The Digimon in the passenger compartment seem to be somewhat clustered. The data of many of the Digimon here is corrupted, and they appear to be injured. Most of the inhabitants of Wallslum are Digimon that were originally used by humans. Lugamon speaks matter-of-factly. Cyborg type, mechanical types, and other types often used by codecrackers are conspicuous. They are Digimon that were used by humans and discarded for some reason or another. They screwed up at work, or were entrusted with the security of some company's servers, but were attacked and destroyed instead. Discarded Digimon. Eiji is astonished. Well, it is true that codecrackers have abandoned Digimon. Although not generally known to the public, governments, military, megatech companies, and other important servers and data centers are already using Digimon for security. Digimon are worn out on a daily basis. No matter how carefully they are treated, tools break. When they fail, they fail. Eiji knows that all too well. But those Digimon normally die and turn into Digitama. Those that survived by slurping up the scrap data that had spilled out onto the outer walls of the security wall, built houses, villages, and towns.
Digimon abandoned by humans can survive as long as they can find their way here. The stray Digimon that gathered together and became the city, the slum, a slum known as Wall Slum. Humans are pretty tough, but Digimon are tough too. Eiji feels the very life force of the Digimon. The slum's trash is the least paradise for stray Digimon, and some of them may have gotten fed up with humans and drifted away on their own. Others got lost due to some kind of trouble in the digital world beyond the wall. Nowadays, it is not unusual to find Digimon that were born and raised in the slum. Shh. The subway goes above ground. The sound of wheels treading on rails splashes overhead. Under the truss bridge, the red, polluted surface of the river spread into the distance. There are Chumon popping up everywhere, mutant Daimon, and Digimon that have adapted and evolved to an environment polluted with garbage data. Are the Digimon here not getting along with each other? Chumon and Chumon are fighting over food. The fact that fighting is not allowed on the subway means that there is usually a lot of fighting going on around here. Basically, everyone is poor here. That's the reason for it. Those in the slum can't even consistently feed themselves, so fighting is a daily occurrence. In each neighborhood, there's a Digimon who is the boss. Only in the subway and in the center of the slum, on Avenue Zero, is there an unspoken non-combatant agreement. The center of the slum. The map that ragged cloth Digimon had shown me earlier had a blank area. Eiji looks out the window. There's a peak in the upstream direction of the river, in the center of Wall Slum, hazed by noise. I can't see much. What kind of place is that? There's a gateway, a wall gate that leads to the inside of the security wall, Lugamon answers. Inside the wall, the deep digital world? This Wall Slum must be a digital world, though. In a sense, it is the original form of the deep level produced by the wall. For you humans, it is an unknown digital world. The wall gate controls the flow of data into the digital world and prevents unauthorized entry. The train crosses the river and goes underground again. The train woes dark for a moment, sparks fly, and then the lights come back on. Eiji thinks a little. What this wall gate does is prevent code crackers, us humans, from getting in? Yes. Not only humans, it's all the Digimon in the Wall Slum, including code crackers, hackers, and other Digimon who have been taken advantage of by humans. Huh? All of the Digimon here? All the Digimon in this subway cannot return to the digital world. This Wall Slum has always been affected by real-world data via the network. Once a Digimon is contaminated by real-world data, it can never return to the digital world. They will never be able to pass through that gate. And who in the world decided that? The digital world system is all I can really say. To put it in human terms, our god, so to speak. Or something like one. For the Digimon of Wall Slum, the inside of the wall is, so to speak, their long-lost home. Lugamon, do you know what's on the other side of the wall? We're getting off here. Lugamon gets up from its seat. He does not know where he had come from, but he hears the announcement. Next stop, 9th Avenue. Eiji turns his head. First, he has to fulfill Ryosenji's request to pass the SOC entrance exam. Mapping 9th Avenue. I wonder what kind of place it is. I'll know when I get there. You seem to know a lot about Wall Slum, Lugamon. Have you lived here before? Lugamon had been stored in the Digimon Linker from its first growth state. He hadn't bothered to ask what he had done elsewhere. He didn't even know that Digimon had a past. I don't remember. The sudden confession confuses Eiji. Huh? My memory is hazy from one moment to the next. I was a kid growing up in this Wall Slum, but I only remember when I was a kid growing up. I remember absolutely nothing after that. It says he knows about the digital world and Wall Slum, but he can't remember much about itself. What was it doing here? Amnesia? It doesn't seem all that complete, though. When I try to remember, It's like there's a haze around my digicore, like a foggy memory. I remember Chumon and the others saying something of interest. They seem to know about you, know a lot about you even. I came to Wall Slum with you, and as I listened to their stories, I think I began to remember them little by little. So that's why I might know when I get there. I get the feeling there's something to Ninth Avenue. Something that's very important to me.
Chapter 1, Part 14. Wall Slum's Ninth Avenue. When Eiji stands at the subway exit after going up the stairs, he wants to turn around and go back. Is this another country? A real slum? This is crazy. I'm in danger here. The air is sooty. The first abandoned building was one thing, but this place is something else. If this place was on a tourist guide, it would say the least secure place on earth, or don't go near there. What do you call this kind of thing? Kowloon Castle? Showa-era Kabukicho? He looks up at the city block from the bottom of a valley of illegal buildings. Kowloon Castle, a poorhouse that once existed in Hong Kong before the reversion to China, was a slum built by illegal immigrants on land that had been ungoverned by the government. Or the Kabukicho district of Shinjuku, in the Showa era, a sleepless castle with neon signs for restaurants, brothels, hotels, and other establishments. Dens of wickedness. Wall Slum is the boundary between the real world and the digital world. Real information is always flowing in through the network, so it's constantly changing. And because of that, no one day is the same as the next. Lugamon,
What is it?
are you, by chance, intelligent? Eiji's eyes glaze over.
Digimon are intelligent.
Then I'll have you help me with the hard stuff. Should I refer to you as my superior?
Quit it.
I love you, Lugamon. You're so very helpful. If Eiji had a tail, he'd be wagging it. And that's why your dog looked down on you.
So, hurry up and get to work.
With Lugamon patting him on the back, Eiji launches the tool on his virtual monitor. He initiates the mapping. Now we should just be able to fill in the map by walking around. Mapping this den of vice. If he tried to describe Ninth Avenue in words, he would lose his mind. There are no straight streets. Alleys are nothing more than gaps between buildings. The width and direction of these streets are all a mess, and there was clearly no urban planning. There are no restrictions on the floor area ratio, diagonal line restrictions, earthquake resistance standards, or any other legal regulations based on the building standards law. To add insult to injury, not even architectural mechanics seem to exist here. If one were to bring in realistic human sensibilities, one would feel uneasy just by being here and would forever walk around thinking of the inevitable collapse to happen a mere 2 seconds later. If a signboard hanging from a single screw falls, the steel frame over there will snap, and all the buildings around it will collapse like dominoes. Eiji checks the map as he walks around. There are Digimon around here. They're hiding though. He can feel their eyes, and they're in the alley.
Ninth Avenue, it's the worst neighborhood in Wall Slum. Strangers are stripped of their clothes within 50 meters, and by the time they've walked 100 meters, they're dead.
It's a scary place.
The destination is the heart of Ninth Avenue, the castle of the 9 wolves.
Eiji and Lugamon continue their work. As a result, they are able to proceed with the mapping without hassle, although that's a bit of a letdown in a way. There are no Digimon to be seen anywhere. It's as if they are in the middle of nowhere. But Lugamon insists there are signs of them around here. A cul-de-sac. There's a tiled roof building in a small plaza surrounded by overhanging, ramshackle buildings. It looks more like a mausoleum in Chinatown than a castle. That's the castle of 9 wolves? So all we have to do is map that and everything else. Eiji walks up to the mausoleum. Lugamon stops. What's wrong, Lugamon? Eiji had gone ahead of him, but he cannot go too far, because he's in the middle of a hololization.
This is my home. Or at least it was.
Uh-huh. Did you remember something?
There's a faint smell. Markings I left behind me. It's me, but not me. It's much, much stronger.
Then, could it be? Eiji has an idea. Could it be an evolved version of you?
Something's coming.
Turns its nose to the narrow sky between the buildings. Brrrr. A roar. The wind owls. The roar hits the ground and blows away the surrounding garbage data. Eiji is forced to his knees. Lugamon stomps its feet. What is it? What's coming? A winged monstrosity casts a shadow over Kowloon Castle. After closing his eyes because of the dust, Eiji holds up his hands and looks up at the sky with dimmed eyes. A bird? A dragon?
No, neither. It's that.
It has engines on both wings. It's a machine-type Digimon based on a tilt-rotor aircraft that is capable of vertical takeoff and landing. Cargo Dramon. Ultimate. Machine. Virus type. On the fuselage, the word police is there to intimidate criminals. The Digipolice! Eiji shouts.
The police? What are they doing in Wall Slum?
From the hovering Cargo Dramon, a Digimon from the Digipolice descends from a rope. Command Dramon. The heliborne squad deploys, quickly securing the base. An alert. At the sound of the alert, Eiji looks at the map on the virtual monitor. Markers indicating Commandramon appear in the vicinity of the Castle of the Nine Wolves. That castle's been surrounded. They are demanded that we open voice chat. On the Grimm channel? Eiji raises his voice. The operation channel receives a warning from the police. Grimm is not a service belonging to any particular company. Even if you don't comply, it won't be an immediate criminal act by itself, but it will mean that you have taken a defiant attitude toward state power.
What to do?
That's not the question. The administrator of this operation channel is the interviewer. Eiji doesn't have the authority to open it. Come on, don't play dumb with me, Codecracker. Boom! A shrill voice comes from the cargo dramon above. A suffocating voice. A cartoony voice. It directly strikes Eiji's mind-linked sense of hearing. Chapter 1, Part 15. Wall Slum's 9th Avenue. A warning is issued by the police spec cargo dramon that appeared in the skies above the Castle of the Nine Wolves. We got tipped over by patrols all over the place. You're no match for us, Codecracker. We're the police department. We're the best of the best. The Digipolice. The Digipolice. Of course, the scariest thing to a Codecracker there is. When it comes to cyber terrorism and Digimon crime, there's no better counter-Digimon force in Japan. Oh, wow. It's my first time seeing them. Eiji is immediately excited. This is so cool. Lugamon, get a picture of that cargo dramon. My eyes are not cameras. Lugamon glares at the cargo dramon. The powerful sensors built into its body are pointed directly at Lugamon. Mind link active. They're being probed. The police are questioning them, checking their inventory. You're with those criminals, the SOC, aren't you? And you're a mind linker. Is that true or an exaggeration? True? Or an exaggeration? Eiji has no idea what they're talking about. Are you really that dumb, or are you taking me for a ride? Hey, I want answers out of you. Lame brain and forehead. Lame brain? Forehead? Eiji and Lugamon look at each other. It appears that they are making fun of Lugamon's forehead. Cooperate, and come back with us to the station. That's optional, right? I'm working right now, so Eiji begins to walk away. Oh, what a brave fool you are. Hit him with the M16 assassin. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Crossfire. At the command of the woman with the phony Edo dialect, who seems to be the Commandramon squads split to the left and right and go into motion. Hey, they're firing on us? Eiji covers. Rays of fire cross above his head. Those were warning shots. If you say so? Eiji replies to the Digipolice commander. How in the world is firing full auto assault rifles at full power a warning to civilians? Someone comes down from the Cargodramon on a rope. A female officer? Eiji breathes a sigh of relief. It also appears to be a hololization of the voice from before, the commander. She has shoulder-length bobbed hair, black hair with a greenish inner color. She's wearing a cape, high boots, and a jacket with a loose-fitting jacket. It's a rather unique look for a police officer. Oh, you're kind of cute. That's Eiji's first impression of her. I'm getting tired of hearing that. Oh, wow. And a lot of self-esteem, too. She's the type that most guys, and not just Eiji, would be put off by. So, what's your job, SOC code cracker? Poaching Digitama? If so, we'll catch you red-handed. She's cute, but has a mouth like a sailor and a difficult personality. At least she's cleverly dedicated to her work. That Digipolice woman really means business. Where about Commandramon's shooting, Lugamon it stands. Hey, Lugamon. I was thinking, what happens if you get shot? Huh? Maybe we should find out. Ga 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 ga. Yeah! It screams. The Vulcan cannon suspended from the Cargodramon's fuselage digs a hole with a bundle of 30mm rounds right in front of Eiji's eyes as they're still lying low. The smell of gun smoke lingers in the air. You reap what you sow, huh? Like I've said many times before, the digital world, data is substance. I get that now. Eiji shudders. If you get hit by a bullet, it usually hurts. And you die. Eiji's soul is breaking into pieces. That's how it feels. Don't just call me a woman. You don't want to die during a mind link, do you? The female officer is fuming. She has a short fuse. I wish I had my Mechanorimon with me. I'd have burned you to death in an instant. Lucky for you, it's under maintenance. Hey, Codecracker, I'm giving you an ultimatum here. What was I doing? I was walking. I was mapping the area while walking. It's academic research. Into the digital world. Eiji raises his voice. Well, it sounds nice. He's not exactly lying. You what? Cargodramon? There's no sign of Digitama and the captured Digimon, Deputy Squad Leader. Cargodramon reports the search results. In other words? They were just taking a stroll through Wall Slum, as they claimed. Ah. The noisy Deputy Squad Leader is clearly disappointed. Even though the SOC is a dangerous codecracker group, you can't arrest them just for that. Even if you pick on them for minor faults, they cannot be prosecuted. This is Wall Slum, 9th Avenue, Castle of Nine Wolves, the dregs of Wall Slum. Even we, the Digipolice, can't come in here without the proper equipment. You must be acting suspiciously if you're just taking a stroll in such a dangerous place. It's no use. That woman is beyond high-strung. Eiji gives up on the conversation. While holding his head, Eiji checks the map on the virtual monitor. Commandramon and the Cargodramon in the air. Are there any others? Or is there anything else aboard the Cargodramon? There are reinforcements. An endless amount of them. Let's get out of here, Lugamon. Lugamon? When Eiji looks up, his Digimon is already gone. Spiral Bite! A sharp fang pierces the body armor. A marker or two disappear from the map. The bulletproof equipment of the Commandramon is ripped apart like cardboard and then knocked away one after the other. Huh? Eiji is taken aback. It all happened so fast. Lugamon does it all over again, defeating them with only its sharp teeth and claws. Lugamon then stands in front of the mausoleum of the Castle of Nine Wolves. This is my home. It owls as if to emphasize the fact. This is an obstruction of justice. Curse you! What kind of monster are you anyway? Is this some kind of trap? The deputy squad leader of the Digipolice voice turns upside down on itself. That the tip they received was a trap, you could forgive them for thinking, though. But it is Eiji who is even more astonished. 2 fully equipped Commandramon in an instant. Lugamon, you're super strong. But, wait. No! Why did you mess with the police? Eiji is left scratching his head again and again. Why? Shouldn't I have? Lugamon coos and twists its neck in a dog-like gesture. The Commandramon tries to re-encircle Lugamon from a distance while retrieving their fallen comrades. If you mess with the police, you'll be arrested. Arrested! Arrested! There's no such law in the digital world. The rule in Wolfslam is eat or be eaten. Eiji, with his head in his hands, connects to Grimm anyway. He tries to tell the SOC interviewer what's going on. The interviewer isn't around at the moment. Bad news. How dare you treat my subordinates like that? The hololized deputy squad leader rolls up her sleeves. Is that Digimon Linka? Eiji notices. On her arm is a watch. A smartwatch-type dog. It's different color from the police colors, but it appears to be the same type as Eiji's. You'll pay for messing with me. Suddenly the police lights come on and the warning lights rotate. What is this about? The hololization is too convenient. Looks like that woman can mind-link too. Lugamon returns to Eiji's side and braces itself. The AE had received orders for a variety of electronic equipment for the police. And Ryusenji is supposedly an advisor to the Metropolitan Police Department. No way. Her Digimon partner is over there. Lugamon looks up at the Cargodramon. Boom! The Cargodramon moves in the sky above. It changes the angle of its rotors, raises its nose slightly, and opens the large hatch at its rear. Something waiting in the cabin. A Digimon peeks out. Nucha! Nucho! Nucho! What the hell is that? Eiji is terrified. With a hideous writhing, it shoves itself out from the hatch and falls, thuds, and lands. No me! It's a huge slug. Ah! It's a Numemon! Eiji screams in terror. Chapter 1, Part 16. Numemon. Champion. Mollusk. Virus type. The hololized deputy squad leader rides on the Numemon's back. The size of the Numemon was about the same as a light truck compared to a human being. It looks like a police vehicle, with a police lamp on its head. Arrest them! Arrest them! They've made me so angry! Who do they think I am anyway? I'm the deputy squad leader of the Digimon Crime Response Team, Cybercrime Division, Investigation Section 11, Metropolitan Police, Community Safety Department. The name's Satsuki Tamahime, you bastard! That was long. Codecrackers know a lot about the Digipolice, but this is my first time hearing about anything as specific as Investigation Section 11. Oh, right, my affiliation. I'm not supposed to say that. Satsuki covers her mouth with her hands. Hey, Forehead, you didn't hear that. Hear what? But you know, I could really do without that nickname you've given me. Lugamon grimaces and nudges the interface on his forehead with its paw. I mean, I'm not wrong, am I, you mangy mutt? The deputy squad leader, Satsuki, refuses to let up.
A wannabe cop like you has no business making fun of me. Oh, are you going to cry now? I personally love my interface, and I'm not about to let you off the hook for making fun of it. Enough talk, forehead. On my command, Commandramon, fire the M16.
What kanji do you use for your name, Satsuki? Eiji tries to calm things down a bit.
Huh? It's Tama from Shogi, Hime from Princess, and... Why am I telling you this? It's personal information.
She's still furious. Teasing her has been so much fun that Eiji fears he'll get addicted to it. My name is Eiji. Eiji Nagasumi.
I don't remember asking you.
Satsuki makes a gesture with her hand as if to ward off a persistent pickup attempt. Scratch that. I'm Codecracker Fang. Forgot what I told you before.
No problem. I'll save myself the trouble of checking. Eiji Nagasumi? I already know that you're an Elite level A or above codecracker capable of mind links.
Satsuki points at Eiji.
Alright. Satsuki's seal of approval.
Lugamon, did you hear that? I'm an Elite codecracker.
Level A codecrackers are automatically placed on the Metropolitan Police Department's backlist. Your days living a normal life are over, sociopath. You're gonna end up on the other side of the wall.
Normal, the slug cries out.
Don't be scared just because the enemy is an adult.
Lugamon readies itself for battle.
I'm physiologically unable to eat slimy things. Like grated yams, okra, and natto.
Blip, 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 blip. The Numemon shoots something out of its body. It's like a rapid-fire cannon.
If you can't eat natto, just stick to Digimon food.
Satsuki gets stirred up.
This isn't food, though.
It's poo! Eiji and Lugamon dodge Numemon's attack, just in the nick of time.
What a disgusting attack. I guess it's true what they say about Fifth Avenue Digimon being trash. It's perfect for this loudmouth woman, though.
Lugamon? She can hear you. You know? It looks like you have a talent for pissing her off. Eiji is sweating, but the damage has already been done.
Manji-Mutt, I won't let you talk about my Numemon like that.
Did we just incite further anger? The Numemon fires something huge at us. The Lugamon jumps out of the way, but the bullet bounces off the wall and hits Eiji. Oh, sorry. I guess you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Help me, Lugamon. Eiji is completely covered in poo.
You're lucky. It was only a ricochet.
Haha, very funny. Covered in fertilizer, of all things. You don't even see this kind of thing in comedy manga these days. I should never have mind-linked. Eiji starts crying. Because he's mind-linked, the poo smells like poo and feels like poo. His will to fight plummets.
How pathetic. I pity everyone stupid enough to make fun of my Numemon.
Satsuki laughs atop the Numemon. Satsuki, if you don't mind, can I ask what part of the Numemon you like exactly? Eiji asked the question while wiping off poo off himself.
It's shiny and slimy with a hidden ferocity. I find that fascinating. I actually raise wart slugs in real life, but they only prey on other slugs and snails. They gulp them right down.
I'll try looking up a video later.
You want to see it?
Satsuki opens a virtual monitor above her head, and it connects it to a video site. That's enough already. Satsuki is the type who forgets what's going on when someone strikes up a conversation about something she likes.
Hey, Eiji. Or Fang, was it?
Lugamon takes this opportunity to check the settings. I've had enough. I'm done with this. Eiji cowers in fear.
Damn it all.
Lugamon clicks its tongue.
We're mind-linked, so this is going to be a really pain. We're basically on the same right now.
That's right.
Even if you're a first-class codecracker, You can't be preyed upon, or rather captured while you're in here. Cut your hololization and return to me.
But I'm covered in poo!
After you clean it off.
Eiji cuts the hololization as directed. He then disappears. Only poo remains where he stood. Eiji is again in the Lugamon's Digicore. His viewpoint merges with that of the Lugamon. Eiji's consciousness is connected to the heads-up virtual monitor. He activates his tools and sets the IMO to battle.
Commandramon, fire!
DCD bomb! Commandramon takes the initiative, tossing bombs all over the place. Lugamon grabs the ground with all four limbs, leaps to its feet, and runs around the vertical wall of illegal buildings surrounding the plaza, dodging the explosions as it does.
Howling fire!
A wall of flames splits and disrupts the Commandramon.
An inextinguishable magic flame. It may only be a bonfire, but it's still a pain in the ass.
The Numemon with Satsuki on board advance forward, unafraid of the flames.
Cursed slug! Can you really handle my fire?
Lugamon growls. The slimy mucus of the slug seems to block the flames to a certain extent.
The fire had no effect. Even if it's poo, it's a champion poo. And a Commandramon is here too. If I don't give it all I've got, we're toast.
Lugamon decides to test Eiji. Champion, you're all... Are you talking about Digivolution?
Yes, Eiji, Digivolution,
Lugamon calls out to him. Can we really do it? Here?
And now? Isn't the Digimon Linker's limit release lifted? I'm getting used to mind linking with you. And besides that, I'm quickly losing control of myself.
The pale wolf ruffles its fur and bares its fangs. Lugamon! Eiji's consciousness feels the chill of goosebumps.
Since we arrived in Wallslum, since we arrived in the castle of 9 wolves, something inside me, some kind of power, is about to overflow.
It's as if there is something inside of it that's different from itself.
It'll be rough, but I want to digivolve. My powers can't yet handle an adult body.
With Lugamon's cry, an alert flashes on the virtual monitor. Digivolution. The tool informs Lugamon that a mutation is occurring in its body.
Digivolution? Okay, I'll digivolve with Lugamon and become the ultimate code cracker. I can't allow myself to stumble and fail when it matters most. In the digital world, I will be the one who emerges victorious.
Eiji pumps himself up. There is no need for him to hold back. He can do it. With a network, he can do it. He urges on the explosive growth of the Digimon.
Forehead, you're up to no good, are you? Then it's time to settle this once and for all. Give him an extra large salvo, Lugamon.
Satsuki gives the order, and the Numemon clenches its fists.
Lugamon, Digivolution!
Grrr. The glow of evolution. All of the Lugamon's stats displayed on Eiji's virtual monitor jump up at once. Warning! Warning! Target is digivolving! The Commandramon in the air issues a warning.
Digivolving? Damn!
A swirling flame appears above Satsuki's head. A shockwave. It disrupts the Commandramon, and Satsuki is blown off the back of the Numemon. Lugarmon. Champion. Dark Beast. Virus type. Chapter 1, Part 17. More supple, more powerful, more agile. The form that seeks power only for the sake of hunting and eating prey. The fearsome wolf said to swell on the 9th Avenue of Wallslum.
Lugamon? No, wait. This Digimon is...
Satsuki hisses. The blue wolf, far more mature and clad in magical flames, lands on the tiled roof of the mausoleum of the Castle of the Nine Wolves. An enormous amount of energy is observed. The energy overflowing from within the adult Digimon appears in the form of flames erupting from its mouth. That's right. I'm no longer Lugamon. I am Lugarmon. Eiji's Digimon remembers the magic flame. Lugamon? I mean, Lugarmon? Eiji speaks from within. Did you remember it?
The demon wolf of the Castle of the Nine Wolves. I've heard that line before. It was used to describe the Digimon boss of Ninth Avenue.
Satsuki grits her teeth. Magic and fire converge in Lugarmon's mouth. A flash. Owling burner. A compressed, high-heat flame shoots out. No amount of mucus can defend against it. The Numemon takes a direct hit that causes it to wriggle and thrash about. Satsuki screams.
Numemon! My precious Numemon!
When a partner's Digimon is damaged so severely that it cracks the Digicore, the mental data of the mind-linked human cannot remain unharmed. The damage to the Digimon will cause pain and stress signals to their consciousness. The Numemon burns in an extinguishable fire. The power of the flame is far greater than before. If the flames of the child are a bonfire, this is a massive burner that can burn through steel. Numemon heavily damaged. A retreat has been ordered. Recover the wounded. Seeing their fallen commander, the members of the Digipolice mobilize immediately. The wind pressure from Cargodramon's rotors extinguishes the flames consuming Numemon, and after recovering the Digimon, it retreats with the rest of the Commandramon squadron. Aboard the Cargodramon.
How dare they do that to my Numemon?
Satsuki grits her teeth as she tends to her badly burned Numemon. Deputy Squad Leader, warning thresholds are exceeded. Hurry up and deactivate the mind link.
No.
The hololized Satsuki brushes off her subordinate's concern. But...
Look what they did to my Numemon. That insolent codecracker. Next time, I'll make him pay.
The Cargodramon returns its tilt rotor engines to a horizontal position and ascends through the sea of networks at full speed. Looking down at the wall slum's 9th Avenue below, Satsuki chortles.
Codecracker, Eiji. I'll get you for this.
After parting ways with the Cargodramon, which had retreated and disappeared beyond the sea of networks, Eiji hololizes once again and stands beside its Digimon, Lugarmon. Its appearance is largely that of a wolf, while the color of its fur gives off the impression of a larger Lugamon. However, the hairs on its body are longer, giving it a more demonic appearance. The biggest difference is in size. Lugarmon is about the size of a rhinoceros, if we're talking in terms of real animals, that is. The interface is still on its forehead like before. Standing on the roof of tiles of the mausoleum, Lugamon looks up at the narrow sky above the Castle of the Nine Wolves. I finally remember something after digivolving. After digivolving to adulthood. I was the boss of the 9th Avenue of Wall Slum. The demon wolf of the Castle of Nine Wolves, right? So you were the boss here. Impressive. Eiji is seriously impressed. I wonder. I mean, I must have eventually lost my position as boss, right? So maybe it lost its boss position to something else. Or maybe it just left. The Digimon can't seem to remember. You seem to have a very strange kind of amnesia, remembering more each time you digivolve. Well, then again, I only know about amnesia from comic books and movies. Well, whatever. I'll get it all back. My power, my memory, and my whole digivolution. So, Lugamon still has a premonition of further evolution? The smoldering flames have finally been extinguished, And at long last, silence has returned to Ninth Avenue. A rustling sound. There's a noise, and something appears from an alley. Digimon. And it's not just one or two. Many of the Digimon that had been in hiding gather in the plaza of the Castle of the Nine Wolves. Huh? What's going on? Eiji is surprised. In Wall Slum, it's either kill or be killed. Are all of these Digimon planning to attack us? Lugarmon, however, calmly greets the Digimon that have gathered in the plaza. Lugarmon! The crowd cheers. The cheers soon becomes the voices of dozens of hundreds of Digimon, echoing through the castle of the Nine Wolves. Lugarmon! 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 The Digimon gathered at the castle of the Nine Wolves celebrate the return of their boss. The Digimon clad in rags secretly watches from the roof of a building in the cave. The demon wolf of the Castle of the Nine Wolves has returned, says the ragged cloth Digimon. It's an aspiring sight, isn't it? Someone murmurs in the voice chat. It's the SOC interviewer. That was really mean of you, informing on them to the police. Just to them. Not even the Digipolice deputy squad leader was a match for them. I didn't think they'd send a mind link of their own, but the results were about what you'd expect. Lugarmon is a prototype Digimon. What of that code cracker? I'm reserving judgment for now. It looks like the mapping job has been completed. They have already received the data from the mapping tour. He, of course, passed the SOC entry exam. I want as many mind-link code crackers as I can possibly get. Do you think you can guide him? Eiji Nagasumi, I mean. Can you take his partner Digimon to new depths? I have to. It's the place we've been promised, after all. Wouldn't you agree, Dorumon? Whoosh! The ragged cloth Digimon suddenly feels a strong wind. Dorumon. Rookie. Beast. Data type. It has a bushy tail. The Digimon that appears from under the rags is plain in color, and at first glance it looked like a small animal, such as a squirrel. However, it is said that the data of the phantom beast dragon that has been handed down from mythology is stored in its digicore. The only evidence of that are the dragon wings sprouting from its back. Dorumon's forehead has the same interface as Lugarmon's. Chapter 1, Part 18. Are Digimon alive or programs? At least in human society, there is no legal definition. Due to the fact that the digital world has not been defined, legislation regarding Digimon has not been developed at all. Is it legal to capture Digimon in the digital world? Is it possible to punish someone just for possessing a Digimon? If punishable, will it be based on existing laws, such as the Unauthorized Access Prevention Law, the Anti-Crime Law, or laws related to animal and environmental protection? Responses differ from country to country. However, crimes using Digimon are definitely happening. And Japan is no exception. A realistic response would be to classify codecracker Digimon crimes as sabotage, and to set up a special unit within the police to stop them. Investigation Section 11, Cybercrime Division, Community Safety Department, Metropolitan Police Department. Commonly known as the Digimon Crime Prevention Team, the Digipolice. A secret organization created to fight Digimon crimes. They are a cyber police unit that monitors and investigates all code crackers. Lugamon. When checking the report on the desk monitor, the 11th Section Squad Leader, Shu Yulin, enters. Mannish berry short with cropped sides and back. She wears minimal makeup and is called the Demon Squad Leader because of her sharp eyes and flawless work record. While her name is Chinese in origin, she's actually Japanese.
Yes, Squad Leader. This is a Digimon owned by the SOC Cracker that we encountered today at the Digital World's Outer Wall Slum, more commonly known as Ninth Avenue.
Satsuki Tamahime, the deputy commander leader of the team, reports to her supervisor in a crisp manner. Section 11 is about the size of a normal police department. It's a smaller organization that is designed to conceal its existence both externally and internally. So, it repulsed the Commandramon Squadron. The Digimon's reaction and power are unparalleled for its growth stage. We've got a dangerous code cracker on our hands here. Yulin analyzes the data from the report.
Those bastards also digivolved into Lugarmon on the spot and sent my Numemon to the infirmary. Next time I meet them, they'll pay for sure.
A mind-linking level A code cracker. You didn't see his name on our list of SOC executives? Eiji Nagasumi. I'm amazing you managed to get his real name so quickly, Satsuki.
Well, he just gave it to me. He just gave it to me himself.
Huh? Yulin slumps back in her desk a bit. So, this Eiji
gave me his name. His full name. You'd think he'd have an alias, but a code cracker name he goes by. But it really does appear to be his name.
I can't tell if he's really smart or really stupid. Yulin's second in command, Satsuki, the deputy squad leader, also passed on her undisclosed affiliation and the name of Section 11 to the code cracker.
My guess is that he's a very skilled Morin. That was my first impression of him, at least.
Satsuki looks a little embarrassed. The so-called Morin sent her Numemon to the infirmary. The police force is a tight-knit organization. Whenever a police officer's life is in danger, the entire organization does everything in its power to catch the culprit. This is to gain an advantage. If not done, the police as a whole will lose face, leading to further damage in the future. Those who defy the police are to be stomped out. Morons are one thing, but you exceeded the K-line again. How many times has it been this year now?
Sorry.
Satsuki looks dejected. Needless to say, mind-linking has a safety time limit for a reason. If you cross the K-line, the warning threshold, and then the L-line, the connection limit, your mental data will be attached to the Digicore, and only your consciousness will be left behind in the digital world.
And that would have a huge impact on the assessment.
It's life-threatening. I, for one, do not want to lose my man. I don't want to lose my people. Not a single one of them.
Please accept my apologies. I'll be more careful. I don't want to be DMIA either.
DMIA. Digital Missing in Action. This term refers to people who go missing or unconscious during activities in the digital world. The warning threshold for a DMIA is a yellow card, or K-point in ski jumping. If a mind link is continued beyond the warning threshold of the K-line, it will eventually reach its limit. The L-line. This is your red card, the L-point. At worst, you will exit life as if you had a head-on collision with a concrete wall. DMIA is a digipolice term for someone who has exceeded the time limit of the mind link and whose consciousness can no longer return to the real world. Yulin opens Eiji Nagasumi's file. The file contained everything from his family register and a sketchy biography to the latest video footage captured by surveillance cameras on street corners.
This is DDL, isn't it?
Satsuki speaks. The surveillance video was taken in front of a facility adjacent to Tokyo University of Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Maybe he's a student there.
It is, after all, Japan's premier science university. A lot of the students there are hackers or codecrackers. Yeah, but it looks like he's currently freelance. Zoom in here. Yulin gives instructions. The video pauses. The camera focuses on Eiji's left arm as he emerges from the DDL building. Analyzes. The image, coarsened by the zoom, is reconstructed more clearly by AI processing. A Digimon Mind Linker. The latest model of Digimon dog made by Abaddon Electronics. Yulin's Digimon speaks in a dramatic tone. Ryudamon. Rookie. Beast. Vaccine type. The figure hololized on Yulin's side looks like an ancient, armored dragon. It's equipped with a Japanese-style helmet. It is about the size of a large dog, which is probably a common size for a growing dragon. It speaks, and that means that this Ryudamon is also mind-linked. Lugamon and the latest Digimon linker. Yulin ponders the situation. They look awfully similar, don't they? The forehead of the Ryudamon and the forehead of the Lugamon. The exact same kind of interface can be found on the Ryudamon's helmet. A tower department overlooking the Denrin district at night. A one-bedroom apartment on the middle floor. His mentor and boss owns the room, which he rents while studying abroad at the university. He exits the shower room. He dries his hair with a towel and puts on a bathrobe. On his wrist, he still has his smartwatch, Digimon Linker, on. When he walks into the living room, he sees a Digimon there. Hololization. There is no light on, but the Digimon itself is glowing with a tiny bolt of lightning, and the room itself is faintly bright. The SOC is apparently up to something. Pulsemon. Pulsemon, the bolt of lightning Digimon that had a run-in with the Digimon that went up against 11 on the rusty coast of Walslam the other day. A codecracker? Is this a sign of a large-scale SOC operation? He gets a bottle of mineral water out of the refrigerator. Most of his meals are at restaurants or are delivery, so there is almost no food to be found inside.
Yes, it appears that the SOC is trying to increase their numbers, Leon.
Elaborate, Pulsemon. Pulsemon spins in the air and displays data on a large monitor on the wall. The hololized Digimon is being used as a so-called AI assistant, a smart speaker. Needless to say, Pulsemon and Leon Alexander are mind-linked.
I heard that there was an altercation between a codecracker and the Digipolice in Walslam.
But isn't this just the usual sneak-busting, police point scoring?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But Ninth Avenue was also known as the Castle of the Nine Wolves.
It's not the kind of place a codecracker would visit for a bit of fun. Leon sits down on the couch by himself. The skilled codecracker and his partner Digimon repelled the Digipolice. They're undoubtedly mind-linked.
So, this codecracker, what does he have to do with the SOC?
Leon sips from the bottle of water. He likes Japanese soft water. He lived in Japan as a kid and drank a lot of the water at school and at the park. Funny you should ask. The SOC channel is currently ablaze with rumors about him.